track. I know your heart bleeds. Don't lose your mind. Just let it be, let it be. Know you're dying inside. I know it gets harder. Days get longer. But close your eyes. It's gonna be alright. I know it gets harder. Days get longer. But close your eyes. It's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright. I know it gets harder. Days get longer. Close your eyes. It's gonna be alright. I know it gets harder. Days get longer. Close your eyes. It's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright.
Welcome to this week's broadcast of the Esports Tower Rumble in Valorant. We're broadcasting it from the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena. And welcome to the first, basically week of the Valorant Winter Rumble. A fresh season for all of our teams means a fresh chance for anyone to claim the top spot in next week's Grand Finals. Tonight we will look at round 1 action and come back next week with our semifinals and grand finals. I am your host, Brandon Red Hots Cozy Ansick, and joining me today is Greg Old Soul Smith. And Greg, I just want to hit you with right away. Tonight's the first map is going to be the Droughts versus the Landslides, and the first map will be Breeze. What is your overall kind of take on Breeze, and what do you think about the map?
Overall take, I love playing on Breeze. It's just so wide open, just such a sniper's playground. So I love seeing how other people like to approach the map because you can play it nice and slow, or you can just rush in there and take territory quick. So how about you?
I think Breeze is a really fun map because I think a lot of the times it kind of splits teams to go one or two ways. I think sometimes people will play kind of the hold site, kind of stacking B that sometimes, or sometimes teams will play retake. Sometimes like, oh, they got it in, let them in, and then we'll play retake from different angles. So I kind of want to see tonight and see, what team kind of takes that approach.
Yeah, last time we saw Landslides play on Breeze, or the last time I did, they did an exceptional job of just pushing A every time. I wonder if they'll vary things up a bit, if the other team's ready for that, or if they're just going to rinse and repeat what's clean. Yeah,
I think with the new winter season, I kind of want to see, what the winter rumble is going to be like. Fall season featured teams every week, and all over the place. There was new teams every week. We saw the Landslides get there a lot, but not really take too many wins overall. This week, Rumbles has 9 teams to enter, and the Floods and Landslides will have a play-in game to see who makes the bracket. These are two great teams. The one thing I will say is the Floods have always done a really great job of defending, and so hopefully we can kind of see their attack progress over the last couple of weeks that have happened. And with this going, we have Doc's Keys to the Game, of course, which are presented by Esports Tower. Doc's Keys to the Game in Valorant is focus angles, flank, know your win condition, count cards, count abilities, and of course, click heads. Improve your game sense, improve your team play, improve your performance under pressure. You'll get matched with great players and professionals and coaches to help you rank up. That's Esports Tower. And to get into the first game, it'll be, Floods versus Landslides on the map Breeze. And like we said earlier, we're going to kind of see what we want to have on this map. What do you think about agents? What agents do you like to see on this map?
You've got to, like I said earlier, it's just such open territory, so you've got to have someone that can cut that territory up. So I want to see a Viper from both teams. You've got to take ability on the flashes, just because one little flash around the corner just blows up in a huge area. So I really want to see a Sky, maybe a KO if you're feeling aggressive.
Yep.
And then more vision blocking is just super important. So you got to keep that in mind. And as always, I hope to see a Jet, or at least some good duelists out there. How are you feeling about Neon trying to break up the Jet meta?
I think Neon's really fun. She adds some more pace to the game. She sprints everywhere, and you always just don't know where she's going. Sometimes you always hear that shuffle now, and with her ult especially, it's really hard to kind of get a grasp on her when she's running and gunning you, but with perfect accuracy like Jet. So hopefully we can kind of see the Jet versus Neon that Riot kind of wanted to happen, or we can probably more so than less see double Neons versus Neon versus Neon. So.
Yeah, we'll definitely see. Like you said earlier, we don't have a lot of pro looks, a lot of recent pro circuits on these recent patches, so it's kind of just up to the public and up to what people are seeing on Twitch how Neons run. So I'm excited to see what they give us.
Absolutely, and we have a couple new people. It seems like for the Floods, we have Ellie is a brand new piece of the roster. Floods have put focus on working together more in practice and understanding how each other thinks of the game, which I think is very important when it comes to playing in the game. And it seems like Rafa has kind of stepped up into that IGL role. I think IGLs are really important in a game like Valorant. Sometimes you have a lot of different opinions and stuff like that, but having a good solid voice of what you're going to do and even doing it together can sometimes be the difference. I think a big thing of that is eco rounds, actually. I think sometimes eco rounds, people kind of are all over the place and like, oh, we're going to lose this round anyways, so, let's just kind of do whatever. But I think IGLs can be the difference of like, hey, let's 5-stack B and see if we can cheese, 3 kills. So
for sure.
I think that can be a big difference here. And, like you said, we see a KO, which, I'm going to be honest, we don't really see that much in general.
Yeah, they actually doubled up the Sky and the KO, so we should see a very bright round. I do love seeing Cypher on this, again, just being able to lock down such a huge site, and I don't think we'll ever see that Viper and that Cypher next to each other on defense.
Yep.
I know that's a big statement right off the agent pick, but I want to see them split up, really honing their sights.
Yeah, I honestly completely agree. I think sometimes on a site like this, if you can just kind of have 2 lockdowns to make it hard enough for the team to get in, I think it could be a big difference. My guess would probably be that the Viper will most likely play A site. I think B site's probably a little bit better for Cypher. It's a lot less, close and stuff like that. Good camera angles.
I agree.
And it seems like the Astra, they're going to have Astra and Viper. That's a lot of smokes for, you know, the side over here.
That is. I love that vision denial, really cutting up the zone, kind of taking it nice and slow, peeking your corners off that Astra. And the Astra's versatility is it doesn't have to be a smoke, you know?
Yep.
You could all of a sudden turn that all into offensive.
Yeah, here's the new crate that we saw Cozy kind of barely see there on the side of A site. They've kind of been one of the changes of 4.1.
A little bit lower, a little bit longer.
I think it's a good kind of area. Sometimes you kind of hold that flank a little more. Sometimes playing that angle was kind of felt hard in terms of they can just shoot through that box and stuff, but now you can hold it around.
It kind of was a Sova playground to send an arrow back there and then just like just let load on that crate.
Seems like we're getting right into the round here, and it seems like landslides are kind of stacking that A site there.
Yeah, we see a defensive stack there pretty hard as well, so hopefully they're able to keep up with this.
Pryor kind of always hold this. Pryor's been a really good member of this team. Oh, gets Vapor right away. Oh, gets flanked by Froyo. Seems like they have kind of taken the site. It is kind of hard with, you know, all these smokes, right? You have Astra, Viper, and another Viper from the defense here. Cozy gets a pick on. And they are going to kind of play slow here. Cozy gets another pick on Muffins. Seems like Cozy's kind of been this entry fragger that they've really kind of had so far on the Flood side.
Seems a little bit quiet.
Yep. So they had a kind of, you know, all their rush at first, but it seems they're kind of rotating out, but they do not have the spike. So my guess is kind of Floods are going to kind of hold that angle, which Floods have always been really good at. They've been really good at defense. They're a very defensive-sided team. They are very, I would say, disciplined. They always kind of hold their angles and make sure that they never really push out in any type of way.
That's good. That's good to see because, I mean, the landslides, they have a really good offense. We're seeing things kind of slow down here. They're kind of just, you know, playing chicken right around the spike. They're running out of time, though, so hopefully they can push right in. And there it is.
LA Prestige does trade Cozy, and there we go. Overall, great hold by the Floods. Good 2 for 3, and this is when we kind of see upgrades, right? Let's see if they kind of change to that more airy style, or sometimes in this map we've seen kind of like marshals because it's really long and kind of holding those angles.
It really is a sniper playground, so I would like to see some marshals come out. I want to see the new Ares meta, the new Ares gameplay, see what we can get out of that.
Yeah, I'm very excited about that. We'll kind of see what they end up doing because sometimes teams, you know, especially Jet side, you know, Cozy got, I think, got like 2 or 3 kills that round, so we could potentially just see them sticking with the Ghosts and looking for that off round 3. It's a lot of things we saw last week with the Wildcats.
Love you bringing attention to that Jet. We didn't pick up on it, but unfortunately no Neons today, so we're looking at some classic gameplay.
There we go. There's our first Ares.
Yeah, love it. First Ares kill of the day.
There.
Ooh, Vapor low from Rafa right there.
A very strong mid push. I like the spike in pocket. Sky's going to pick it up and run back around, kind of determine the site they're going for. It looks like it's B, but she's kind of going in uncontested, so she might be able to play maybe just against that Astra and take site. Got some more fighting in mid here.
Yeah, I definitely want to see kind of this KO on this offense, get some really good silences and get a lot of information that way, kind of, you know, clear sites and corners that they kind of need to see when coming on these sites here. Seems like a Sky Flash did not hit too much.
Little Sky Flash warfare back there.
Yeah.
It's nice because sometimes I'll just use the Sky as just an information gathering. See, are they back there? Okay, I'm not going to push it. Now I know where they are.
Yeah, because that visual cue is definitely huge.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. And that audio cue of just knowing whether or not they've been blinded.
Oh.
Spike down B.
See, this Ares is kind of tearing through right now.
Kibo, doing well, is able to take down the spike but gets traded for it. Now we see a rush to the site. Defenders are really closing in from the sides, and that's game.
Yeah, it seems like we saw, I think we saw like 3 or 4 Ares, which, you know, seems like that's what we're going to see a lot of now. But the one thing I do want to see is how these Ares kind of stack up against a full buy here, right? We're going to see the Vandals, we're going to see the Phantoms now. This is basically the first, like, quote-unquote real round we'll see now, right?
Yep. It's the same uncomfortable buy change when you win with a bunch of stingers, and now it's like, ooh, we could do better, but why throw these away? Now the other team has had 2 losses in a row, kind of amps up their creds. How are they going to play against that? So do you think we're going to see a bonus round here where the Yep.
I think that's the smartest thing here, right? Because, I mean, Ares are pretty good guns overall, and I think they lost 1 member, I think. So I think you just bonus it out, and then, you know, if you win this round, it's going to be especially huge.
Right. Let's see it.
KO did silence, not see anything at gate there, but Rafa,
Getting kind of aggressive, Rafa is, and that's contact. She knows she can just play off that.
Oh.
Speaking of contact, that was a little, was that a dink there?
I think so, but Rafa does get a kill, and honestly, there we go with Astra kind of using her mobility to get that Wraith form out. It's like Prestige is kind of walking up. Prestige is a phenomenal player here for the landslides.
Ooh, that Jet is causing some havoc.
Ooh. The Floods, like I said, they're just really shutting them out here for the landslides.
Yeah. Impressive play. I haven't seen Ares plays like that in a while.
Yeah, and now they're going to have 3 Vandals on top of the 2 Ares, and Landsides are going to have another save round. It's probably looking like a 4-0 start from the Floods, which is really great here, right? Because, it's been a week or so since the fall, and obviously teams got eliminated than others earlier, so you've had a couple weeks of practice, and really going to see who's kind of used that team to their advantage. And right now, Floods are looking pretty good on this breeze here.
Right?
Yeah, they really are.
I will say, Landslide seems like they haven't really committed to a site here. It seems that they're kind of playing mid, and then they're kind of rotating, not really too confident in their ability here. So I love to see kind of them get some confidence of the round here, even if they kind of lose it just getting onto a site here.
I will say, though, splitting up and playing slower is something that we like to look for in defense. So maybe the Landslides are just waiting for the other half.
Oh, because they get some damage.
And
just like we said, right, here we go. They're all 5 pushing onto the site here.
Cozy just could not make contact there, and he's taken down for it. They are all onto site and planting.
Spike
Froyo
planted.
gets the spike down. We see the rotations are coming at it from the side, waiting a little bit for their Viper.
Yeah, I like the Floods kind of play here. They're waiting for their team to rotate so they can play the site together.
Good cooperation. I love to see that.
Oh, Molly kill.
Nice.
We're going to see Muffins kind of react to that
One enemy
Molly-type
remaining.
grenade, and Floods are just overtaking this retake. I will say that's a pretty good round for Landslides eco-wise, right? They got the bomb down, they got the spike down, they got a kill. Yeah, I think that's fine. I think overall that's what they kind of needed, and it kind of gave them confidence getting onto site too, right? This is the first time they've actually gotten site and planted the spike.
Yeah,
so
we were talking about this earlier. Confidence is a big thing too, and I mean, I won't call it a foothold, but this is a good change of direction.
yeah, I agree. I think now we're going to see kind of full guns from each team here, so hopefully Landslides can get something going here where Floods are just, I think at this point, just need to keep playing their game. I mean, they're holding every angle they need to, and it seems like it's working pretty well.
Yeah.
So
if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
exactly, and it seems what's pretty interesting is kind of Jet's holding that solo B here.
I was just going to say the same thing. Yeah, I mean, we have the Astra points down, so if Jet makes the call, we get some support, and the Astra's hanging back. She actually might be rotating onto site now. So
yeah, really kind of place those smokes there first. Prestige is going to kind of go up this tube here. Getting a kill on Ellie would be huge here.
can they do it? Ellie's kind of backing off, giving up that territory, which is also pretty huge considering that they've also got people up front. Oh, that's first contact taken down.
There we go. Two taps. Two. No other bullets. Pretty confident
Fang
there.
is ready.
Yeah.
And he's already setting up. Seeing that third one, starting to go for it.
Oh, I like that smoke.
Yeah, that's a good one. Ooh, stacking them to prevent the one-way.
Priors to try their best. And it seems like Landslide's taking this one to him. Cozy.
With the 3K absolutely just taken over.
Cozy does have an operator. That's kind of where they're holding that B, I'm guessing, right there.
Do you save at that point? You know everybody is over somewhere, and you have an operator, your last one alive. Do you just give him the 1 point, or would you push?
I think Floods have so much eco, because it's 4-0 right now, and they kind of didn't have to buy 3 of those Vandals that they picked up from that previous round. So I think Cozy can honestly look for a pick there, and if they get that pick, they can play for the round.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, just try to convert that eco to points where it really matters.
It does seem like they're going to kind of play outros, though, and look for those kind of picks when they're getting off the site here.
Yeah, yeah. Just look for one little runaway, and they might find them. We're still looking for some contact here. Oh, unfortunately, Froyo's got the info that Cozy doesn't, so Cozy kind of has to back off. Oh, might catch
Nice shot.
Oh, giving Fangly the 4.
Yeah, I'd say Fangzy honestly picked it up this round. It seems like, hey, that's sometimes you see the catalyst for your team to make a play, and right there, just 4K without, honestly, made it look effortless. I mean, first mid there was 2 bullets, got 2 kills, and then just took over mid there.
Just played the pressure onto those boxes there too, and made it out alive.
Also had some really cool smokes. Never kind of seen that little angle there that can take with the smokes onto that little box.
Tricky.
Yeah,
I would definitely not be aggressing up that side. We see a lot of people try to cut it with a Viper wall and then go around the boxes off to the right, but going right up in front of the doors right there, especially when they had given up tube earlier.
Yeah, it seems like, kind of going into this, Rafa with a great shot, and I like how the discipline just leaves.
Yep, the pre-aim was beautiful and didn't get hungry, because people are going to try to trade on that and then take mid-control, but like you're saying, discipline was important, especially when you're the Floods. A 1 versus 1, that's all in for the attacking side. So if you're the Floods, you want to take one and then just back off.
Seems like they're kind of getting this mid here. They're going to have a 2-on-1. Pebble, great job there with a wide peek. Ooh, does stay alive. Cozy does trade too. That was a great peek from Cozy. A lot of things that don't happen in this game that I feel like need to happen more is double peeks. I think sometimes, people don't double peek together and they think, oh, well, if they double peek, they're just going to spray through me. But it's like, you know, if you have a
Yeah.
double peek, you just go 1-for-1 most of the time. So
Yeah, usually. Yeah, you get that automatic trade, and then you have the advantage,
Yep.
especially as attacking.
okay, they do know.
Speaking of attacking, yeah, we've got Spike in mid, and if they went for B, they could have it right now, but it looks like they're still trying to push through A. Ooh, able to take one down, though. Spike's kind of backing off. She might be going for the rotation.
Yeah, I think they're going to play for this A kind of take with Muffins on a flank here. Muffins has a potential to make a big play here to kind of
Really
win the round for
30
them.
Does.
seconds
They've kind of
left.
got all their backs turned to where Muffin's at right now.
Fryo seems like they're going to have a 1v1 with Ellie here coming around the corner.
I'm ready for it. This is a classic hold right here. Usually you see this little playoff in the first couple seconds.
They also do have the Viper Pit, so if
One
Fryo does
enemy
get onto
remaining.
sight there, they can kind of Viper Pit, but it seems like Ellie's going for that flank. Ooh, but
10 seconds
Fryo.
left.
Blindsided from the shoulder, still able to swing and take it. Would
Oh.
you ult on a 1v2?
Yeah, I think so. I think Fryo definitely has the Viper Spit here, and it's their best chance. Yep.
Love it.
They
Love
do
that.
have the 2 mollies too, so they could have potential lineups as well. Viper is quite annoying on this A side, I would say, on Breeze.
Really is. I usually give the Breeze A site to Viper. She can just totally take the territory here, and people can't walk
Oh.
up to the spike without moving.
Pebble is going to be walking in. Oh, great try there.
Goes in for the defuse. Dang, that was very
yeah.
close.
I would say both ways, that was pretty close there. I mean, Fryo got 2 entering and then, you know, got 1v2, but it was pretty close overall. Great run with the
Yep.
floods and landslides.
Yeah, yeah. Landslide's making some good progress here, able to catch a point earlier on, so we're starting to see some of the energy shift over. You know, they're adapting pretty well. Playing less spread out, playing more together, a lot slower.
Yeah, say even going from last week to the club championships, Landslides have kind of stated that they had team communication. They've always been kind of working on that and, you know, figuring out what comp works for them and scrims and stuff. And I will say, after those first 3 rounds, it seemed like they kind of gathered themselves, and the communication has been pretty good so far. And I think that Landslides can kind of make a comeback here. They've seen a couple rounds with the momentum going for them.
Oh, looks like they didn't have me on the mic because they're back to putting Spike in pocket and going for a split push.
Oh, close.
Ooh.
Got to see these. We say Floods have a lot of ults ready for on their side, and it seems like Landslides popped one, but they have the KO ult and the Cypher ult.
They do. Ult economy is pretty high right now, and I'm ready to see a big all-out round pretty soon when they drop some things, especially that Cypher ult. Too many people for too long have made the mistake of just holding on to it, waiting for the perfect time, instead of admitting that, you know, they get enough kills every time to refresh it when they'll need it.
Yep, I think sometimes you just got to rip it pretty soon. And the one thing I will say, I think the Landslide side, KO ult is going to be the big factor here. Just being able to silence their entire team with a lot of utility is going to make a big difference.
Definitely, because we have seen the Floods use their utility pretty well. Like we were saying, we got some good Molly kills.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, and there it goes.
Do see Prestige get a pick on Pryor, and it's a 4v2 here looking for the Floods. Rafa does get a pick.
Last player
Oh,
standing.
nice flank from Vapor.
Ooh, Floods only's got 1 left.
Spike planted.
Yeah, it seems like Vapor knows just to kind of fall back and play for this kill, though.
Ooh, Pebble's got the contact. Might be able to take it. That's a lot of screen time for the other players. They're kind of dancing around here. Ooh.
There we go.
I will say for landslides, that's honestly the play. There's
Yep.
1 person left. You can understand the win con. You don't have to kill them. You don't have to get, you know, all the screen time. You can just keep them to the side, dance around a little bit, let them know that there's 2 of them there, and just keep them back.
Yep,
You know,
I do
and
like that.
Really like seeing that in, you know, we see it a lot in pro play, understanding the win con and playing for the team. So that was a great play there by the landslides.
I will say, ever since that Landslides have kind of been attacking at different angles, it seems like it's been going pretty well from this attack. We see, like, you know, the mid kind of push, we see the gate push, we see, you know, the 2 push, and they're kind of going all over the place. And, you know, it seems like they're working really well together with this utility here.
Yep. And when Floods are only at 5, it seems like a huge pull ahead,
Yep.
but that's not breaking even.
Oh my gosh, Pryor just goes through the
smoke.
smoke. Yeah.
Only goes for 1. Love that.
Seekers coming out here from the Landslides.
Ult economy being spent to try to save a little bit of that loss there, because landslides only have 2 now. They're not committing to that site, not with all that utility up, so they start scooting around to the side, seeing if they can get a better angle.
Oh,
Oh, with knife out.
does stay alive though, and doesn't take a single point of damage there, so that's pretty ideal.
Yeah, good dancing by Rafa for sure. Still spraying through the Leer, and now it's a 2v2.
Oh,
Froyo's
Froyo,
able to
wow.
take some though. Froyo is kind of on a roll here.
Yeah. Seems like Froyo decided that, hey, they saw that Viper play and they're like, I want to do that too.
Froyo had a little bite.
that does flash.
for it.
Oh,
We've seen that
Froyo,
nest
wow.
flash a lot.
Yeah.
It's been some good, gotten some good utility out of that.
The one thing I like about the interaction is it's both kind of like head glitch spots where each team only sees each other's heads, so it's
Yeah.
pretty cool to always see, you know, kind of who has that aim going on.
Oh yeah, and it always feels like we can see their whole body and we know what's up, but really they're only catching a few pixels at a time.
I like Cozy's jump there to not take the damage.
Didn't exactly work. Well, he got stunned a little
Yeah,
bit, but you're
didn't
right.
take the damage,
He did
though,
avoid the damage.
Cozy is going to go in the corner. Since they have, you know, it's
One
2-on-2
enemy
here,
remaining.
Cozy does get a huge kind of pick. Does blind him.
Ooh, moves right in. You can see the spike.
Player standing.
Ace
Right
opportunity here
underneath.
for Froyo.
Froyo, let's see it. Can you clutch it all up?
Oh!
Taken right at the last second, and with 1 health.
And they barely missed the molly. It was just a little too left there.
Oh, what
That actually would have got him too, yeah.
Almost an ace. Barely got that defuse.
Wow, that was a fantastic round from each team. And it's crazy the Floods kind of pulled ahead there.
That was. Yeah, I got that instant replay up.
Yeah, prior beginning of the map, just bringing it around there, just pushes the smoke and just gets 2. Like right here, this is such an aggressive play.
Oh, just crazy. I love seeing that just breaking into new ground and taking that aggression, especially when you see teams start to pent up really on one side versus the other. You know, hey, if I can get out there and take 1 or 2, then that's an advantage to my team.
Yeah, I also like the discipline from Pryor. Just gets 2 and leaves.
Yep.
He knows that they have the smoke up for a certain amount of time, and that's all they need.
Landslide said, hey, that almost worked last time. Let's run it again. So Spike's in the pocket. They're pushing nice and slow.
Seems like Landslide's once again kind of overloading this A. They got 3 kind of A side, and they have 1 kind of Cypher obviously holding that screen or that gate area-ish.
Sky just got the info, said it's a little tight there. They start to scoot back. We see the Spike moving more towards the tube.
We also have 5 ults on the side of Floods.
Goodness, Floods could just unleash right now if they wanted to.
Let's see kind of how they use it, though. I do want to see kind of an aggressive Empress in terms of like when they see him coming in
Have we
here.
seen an Empress at all today?
I don't think so. I don't think the Empress
That's
has been popped yet.
surprising. You know, usually Reynas don't hold back from popping that ult.
Yeah, and hopefully we can kind of see it be used pretty well here. Ellie does have a Ares ready to spray through that smoke. Good 1-for-1 there, though. That is going to be advantage to the side of Landslides.
Landslide's a good call to hang back a little bit.
Oh!
Ooh. Feng coming back out. Was that an op call I heard?
I think it is. Feng plays very patiently, too. He was holding that, you know, that gate area the entire time.
They were ready for Feng's
Yep.
tricky stack smoke there, so he goes down.
Okay, 3v2 here. We still have 3 ults. Oh, 2v2 here, but we have to understand that Cozy is quite low. Ooh.
Cozy doesn't care how low they are.
Oh my gosh, these lineups.
Wow.
How do you hear it? Oh, wow, I guess you can. They must tell everyone just to be really quiet.
Is that quiet, quiet? I got the
Oh,
light.
yeah, the thing is, though, oh, they did get him, but the problem was it was a little too long.
It was almost to the half when that toxic fell.
That's a really cool lineup, but it seems like you almost have to, like, you have to, like, almost kind of predict when they're going to hit it, right?
To spend so much time in the air.
Because this is really cool, but the
Yeah,
problem was they just stuck it.
lineup for sure.
And I like how they just didn't fake it. Pros don't fake.
Yeah, it falls like right at the end.
Yep.
Pro stick, pro stick.
Does get all of them, but, you know, unfortunately does lose a round. And it's 7-2 for the Floods, I will say. I think if Landslides could win, you know, 2 rounds here, maybe 3, I think they're in a really good spot going into the second half.
Especially, yeah, considering that the second half leads to a switch. We're hoping that they're playing really defensively. Oh, my goodness. A whole sting through mid, but it could be foiled a little bit with that Seekers coming out. So information's afoot, and we start to see the Floods rotate towards mid.
We have yet to see that KO ult either, so I kind of want to see that going into a site or something like that. Because remember, you do get the I guess the option to res them if they do get it through the site. Yeah,
getting this close to the half, I feel like we've got an underutilized ult economy here.
Which is okay, because the gunplay has been pretty good so far here. But they are rotating to B.
Ooh, a good call, especially after those Seekers kind of bait people into holding more mid positions.
It does seem like this is kind of an eco run here from the Floods. We have, you know, wow.
Spike down,
A lot of confidence there with that.
Yeah, that just shotgunning the...
Ooh. Gets the reset there. That's what they needed. They still have 4 knives left here. That Astro Smoke was huge. Oh, just barely misses, but great shot from Prestige.
Yeah. A little bit tricky from Prestige to move slow when they had the angle disadvantage there. I definitely would have swung wide, but they got it, so I can't really criticize.
Kind of mixing it up, it seems.
Yeah, you could call that an off angle.
Let's see here. Rafa's going to be kind of taking sight. Great Viper Wall. Cannot really see anything on the other side
really
here.
Shuts that down, and you can't push through because it's just...
Oh, Pryor with a great flank. Oh. Does get damage onto Froyo, though. Froyo is pretty low here. They do have to be, you know, kind of cognizant of that Viper lineup, except for now. Oh, Prestige with the 4K. Coming up big there. That's a big round they needed to win there.
That was pretty huge.
And honestly, the next round I do want to see some kind of ults from Floods. I think we did see the Seekers come out,
Yep.
but I'd love to see kind of the Empress kind of pull out, maybe even some Dissipate from Astra.
Yeah.
But overall, Prestige had a great round there. 4K coming in, and honestly, it seems like Landsides right now is kind of, whoever steps up can really make the difference in these rounds.
Yeah. Yep.
I will say, I think with these kind of team comps, though, Flood's going to have a kind of a harder time maybe on attacking with that Viper-Astra kind of combo, and not as much, I guess they have a Sky, but, not as much kind of intrigue.
That's true. Yeah, they don't have a whole lot of initiator on their pack there. I mean, that Jet can always act as a good initiator, especially if you've got a good, a trigger-happy Jet.
Oh, there's KO. That's just what we wanted to see.
Yep, love to see it. Starting to really push in here. And you can see just on the minimap how hard that pushes back the Floods. They just give up the territory. Or we're seeing a good
I know exactly.
Oh, great.
here.
Oh, nice shot from Cozy.
Muffin's already into plan.
Spike planted. Last
Seems
player
like
standing.
they're Floods is on an eco, actually.
Yeah.
See, I saw Classic. Now we see Ghost here from Ellie. So I don't know if last round kind of didn't end, if they half bought or something like that.
And 2 ults against an eco, they
Yep.
kind of shut the Floods down. Floods has got 1 left, just just trying to watch the corners, stay alive a little bit. Gives away her position on that one to all 4 players, so I'd be scared to scared to peek that for sure, but definitely puts up the fight.
I will say that KO gets a lot of value on the A side. As soon as that was
Last
popped,
round.
everyone just runs away.
Yeah, no, that was nice to see on the minimap. The green just kind of flowed up. It really just shows how effective a well-placed ult can be.
Yeah.
Which really took the round.
I'll say Pang also kind of going straight into the tube there and getting a pick and getting his ult off. We did see that kind of get off, and I think it's a huge, use of resources. You can see it where everyone is and stuff like that. So great play from them. And honestly, if they win this round, 7-5 is a pretty good round for how it started for Landslides.
Yeah, yeah. We also saw that Viper ult just to hold the spike right as they got down. Ooh.
Yeah, it seems like
Speaking of
Pryor
which,
just going to Viper pit. Yeah.
That should deter any A push, so I'm surprised we have so many people backing that Viper ult on A. Maybe that wasn't very communicated, because now B is pretty open, even though they've really put down on A. Ooh, speaking of being open, one's already gone down. They've made their presence known, so we start to see the rotation out the back, but are they fast enough? I think we're going to see Spike down in a second here.
Yep, Seekers out here. Can't get too much value from that, though. Ooh, Froyo.
Once you already have everyone on site, sending the Seekers is really more of a distraction.
This is last round of the half, too, just to remember that Empress and stuff. Oh, nice Dissipate right there. They can get a lot of kind of space here.
Yeah, a lot of utility out of that. Kind of blocked everyone in the back to take out.
Good trade there.
Now,
Yep.
well played with an assist.
Oh, the Empress was
Bang.
popped at the end there. Ooh.
It's getting intense. All right, we see a 2v2. Timer's real low. Can they still take it?
Gotta say, Pryor's pretty far away.
Last player standing.
And honestly, the 7-5 for Landslides, I think that is quite huge. I think they're very fine with that, with how it started there. I think, and this is where typically in the past here, Floods have kind of struggled. They're more of a defense-sided team sometimes. For attack, I think the problem with is they don't really find a way to just go in on a site. Usually they're kind of like, going back and forth, oh, let's rotate here, let's rotate out. So I'm really curious to see kind of how these last couple weeks of practice have changed in terms of how they approach the attack. So looking forward to that. Oh, yeah.
Tricky little lineup. Hopefully they catch it. Huh.
I'm guessing it's probably
one-way?
just, I think it's just about left side there.
All right. The Floods do, on their comp, though, have a double duelist,
Yep.
and those are probably the most aggressive duelists. So I like to see them really leading the pack and see the Spike more in the mid. You can always put a Sky in the back, and they are an initiator to be there for the heal. So it's not a bad offensive comp, but they just had
Oh, they're playing aggressive both times.
both sides.
Yeah.
Goodness, did we miss something in chat? That's 9 people right there, right in that hallway.
Viper's like, what's happening, guys?
Remember's like, oh my goodness. I didn't get the knife A message.
Okay, they do have smoke up there. But, I mean, with everything considered, it's still a 3v2. And it's, Floods have the 3, so they're kind of...
Oh, and they're rotating right out of there. They just duped the Viper twice in a row. That is tragic.
But the thing is that they might be able to meet mid here. So Froyo's going to have a 1-on-3 here, but going to have an opportunity to make it 1-on-1. Oh, does it?
Takes one, the other 2 swing back out, but now they know Spike is down right in mid.
Oh
and
my
Muffin's
gosh.
waiting to take it. Nice and aggressive. That flash coming out. A good pop flash. They're going back to A. It's only 2v1 now, and they've got the control, honestly. Starting to bring out that utility. Almost catches one in the back there. Turns back around. Ooh, you just can't flick that wide.
Yeah, I'll say if you're going to flick like that, it's kind of you are kind of hoping that you get that first kill there. But that was
rough.
That was an interesting round for pistol round.
That
I mean, we
was.
saw a 5-on-4 just straight up pushing back and forth with the May side.
Yeah, and then once they got their kills, they both kind of backed out. Saw KO really try to chase this down on the rotate there, but just left himself open to more angles on the side, but you didn't really have an option. They kind of got him on that one, but that was well played from both teams. I like seeing that.
Yep, and now we have the 8-5 with the Floods here, so 5 for bonus. We're going to see Ares everywhere.
Yeah.
Seems like landslides are forcing too. We see a lot of Ares coming out from them as well.
Ooh, this is interesting. They both stacked opposite sides now. This is where the Viper really comes out.
That's a lot of damage. 55 HP there.
Goodness.
I don't think that's actually a one-way.
Not.
Oh! Pryor gets the kill with the Froyo. Another great molly.
Well done.
Prestige kind of going in there.
Rotation here, so they better have a spike down soon. And there it is. All right, they've set up the retake is already on. Oh my goodness, Fang going crazy right up in that, just burying the muzzle there.
Oh, nice shots. Oh, close, close.
Muffin's precision just taking the second, crouching for it on the first one was impressive, but that second one was just not quick enough.
It'd be fun to see how many just like if you can compare like how, you know, Spectres versus Ares, how many more bullets are just fired with an Ares. Like you just, you know, the clip's so big you can just, you know, shoot all the way through smokes and all that stuff. Yeah. So it's just funny to see them just basically you just hear so much sound with all the Ares going around.
Yeah, no, it kind of we see spray and pray meta start to peak back up, especially in low elo. I'm sure they were happy about these Ares, especially when the firing range, like the rate of fire buildup changed in the 4.0, and they pulled it back a little bit in the 4.1, so it takes 13 bullets instead of 10, and it goes a little bit slower.
So these guys have been pretty good. I think they like the Ares too. It's just a pretty fun weapon to use. And Rafa just going in there, especially the Reyna. I think Reyna's a pretty cool agent with that, especially with the Empress maybe. Oh, nice shot. Floods are really aggressive on this B site.
Cooperation between Cozy and the Sky was great right there. Sending the flash around the corner, having Cozy ready, and then popping out and taking the head. Oof.
It seems like Muffin's got one, but does get traded by Pryor. And 2v4 here. Doesn't eco round here for landslides, and you know, Floods are just bonusing, so they do have the advantage here.
Oh my goodness, Ellie playing danger. A flank on the retake. That's when you know you've got the man advantage.
Oh, wow.
Her shotgun was not ready for that range, but Fang was. With the K-tac. Ooh, I remember that.
Seems like they're to kind of, you know, let the spike go off here, maybe get a couple picks. Ooh, but they might be getting flanked here, though.
I don't think they'll take him in time.
Yep, looks like she's kind of safe here. 5 HP Pryor.
Oh, he was sneaking back on. Really, really.
I wonder, that's probably just for ult point, I'm guessing, right? Because all they had was a Sheriff and like 5 HP.
Oh.
And so I think they just did that for the extra ult. Because you remember, if with the new change a while ago there, you know, just because you live around, you don't actually get that ult point. You have to actually actively die or get a kill.
Gotcha. Yeah, I've never considered that. That's interesting. I thought he was just hungry for an exit frag.
Yeah, I think it's just get that extra point here. And now I think we're going to see both teams. Yeah, both teams are going to have full buys now. So hopefully kind of see some more aggression. Floods are doing a great job of kind of, you know, pushing these sides together.
Yep, landslides have got to step it up. It's getting pretty close to...
Oh, I think he just ran out of that. Okay, we're seeing, you know, them kind of overtake A here. Not too much utility.
Ooh, he walks. Oh! The bank pops back out and takes 2 of them.
I've got your trail.
Oh, Seeker's already coming out here. I like that. Just instantly ripping them. We do have a 3v3 with Prestige. Pretty low here, 48 HP. I don't think Sky can get to a point where they can kind of heal him. Okay, seems like Pebble's kind of waiting for this, just playing in their smoke, you know. Down to just kind of wait. Oof.
Made contact, got him kind of in the corner there.
Nice jiggle peek.
Ooh, takes one. Ooh, lets Ellie pop out for that trade, make him flick across the screen. That was some good cooperation right there.
Yeah, also like Pebble just kind of jiggle peeking and then just going to the right side there and getting the other kill on the other side. Great, yeah, this is pretty aggressive here from Fang, and he's doing a great job, honestly, holding this. He's usually always not going out without at least trading one.
Oh, and right there, where the front of the pack just didn't clear every angle, left the Cypher cage to itself, and Fang was able to pop out and take 2 from the back. It was essentially a flank just because Fang was patient and the other team didn't spray through the smoke.
Yeah, it's going to 11-5 on the side of Floods, and I will say, Floods are looking quite good today. I think their attack also, they're looking a lot more refined. It looks like they've kind of got a plan that they're trying to execute here, and it's doing pretty well. Ooh. Gonna have the dog come out here.
Very early rotation.
Yeah.
We're seeing some aggressive play from the landslides here.
Oh, we have an off for Prestige here.
Let's see Prestige.
Fang gets another pick here. Oh.
Ooh. Cozy looking to just take one through the wall. Ooh.
Oh my gosh.
Unreal.
He just used those smokes so well.
Bang with the 2 in a row.
Already did a bit of damage there.
Ooh.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, Prestige, nice. Nice, there we go. That's just what the landslides need to kind of get going. I think Floods
really pinched on Rafa there.
Floods might have to eco next round after that, because I think that was the first kind of buy from each team, but
yeah, they
might have one more in them. Yeah, it seems they have one more in them until they're depleted for some credits. And, you know, we didn't see Prestige get killed, but Fang's 3K there made a, you know, huge difference.
Yeah, Fangs is fighting for that play of the game. Even though he's not top on the frag board, he's making some cheeky plays.
I think how he's just using, you know, not only his smokes, but enemy smokes to his advantage is just really, really smart, honestly.
Yeah, if you see an offensive smoke that looks, you know, a little defensive, maybe you could run that yourself. You cannot be afraid to push through and use things to your own advantage. Prestige gets backed off.
Does take a lot of damage, though.
Goodness, that's a rough one. Really seeing Floods push in hard here. Checking all the proper angles with the Skydog. Skydog gets a lot of ground, so I'm sure they're going to push in pretty hard after that. But Fang is sitting right in the middle, ready for him.
Yeah, it's kind of hard for Prestige. I don't know if they're going to push out here this off and play this aggressively like that. Yeah.
Side.
Roth does get one. Oh, Fang is just in these smokes. Gets one. Oh, nice. Rips the ult. Oh, so close. But Pebble had a great flank on him.
Last player standing.
Pryor just picking up flag.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Team Ace, too. Wow.
Beautiful.
You know, Floods just... honestly, great job by Floods there, kind of just collapsing there. Everyone from every single angle just seemed like it was, you know, Landslide's got one, and it's just too hard to really find a good angle for them to hold.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, watching every angle is important in getting a team ace, and we don't see it very often, especially not in play where usually the people stand in like kind of a straight line. You have front of the pack people trying to break into area, and then back of the pack looking to heal or take angles that people haven't checked yet. Instead, they kind of have to play more horizontal and just rush in and take everything at once. But a lot goes on. It's pretty chaotic, and you got to have good cooperation. But team aces are always impressive and good to see.
We are going to see the game point here from the Floods. Let's see if they can take it away here, or Landslides can kind of give them a run for their money.
Landslides know it's not over till it's over, and they're going to keep pushing hard. We see Spike in pocket as the Floods try to move up slow, really to secure that last point and the game early.
So they're going to hold these angles.
Right in mid.
Seems that bird went quite far.
You can get some distance off of it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he does hear the camera. Oh, nice shot.
Cozy just catching one walking, securing their place in the leaderboard.
Say Floods do have 4 ults in the side of their, you know, inside the offense here. Whereas Landsides do have the KO ult, though, so they can kind of just let them get on site, and I think if they retake with KO ult, they can have a pretty good chance.
Goodness. Floods with an almost full pack rotation. We see 2 to go back and kind of try to catch that mid-rotate, maybe you could call it a flank. Unfortunately, the Landslides are running right through the back.
I do like this plan from Floods, kind of having those 2 people mid to make it so it's not too easy for Landslides to kind of get, you know, that mid control there.
Exactly. Yeah, really watch those side doors for them.
Here, see the Viper's Pit with the shorty out. So they do have a Phantom, but they want that shorty.
Pebble hidden right there.
Oh, Fang with another 2K. Oh, there's the ult. Nice. 3v3 here.
Oh,
Ellie does
saw the muzzle of the gun and was just ready for it. Ellie got traded, though. Now we're looking at a 2v2 with the spike down and counting. It is close on Fangs as well. Ooh. And that's Fangs out, and attackers take it.
And Floods being the, you know, the Landslides in the first, you know, week of the Rumble pretty convincingly out there. I think the Floods have looked pretty good there, and I think everything they kind of need to work on was executed.
Yeah, they did. They definitely shaped up. Good to see that they worked on what they needed to and are looking cleaner.
Yep, and you know what? Going alone can only get you so far. Ultimately, if you want to increase your chances of success, you have to level up your teaming skills. We just saw the last game that Floods just played excellently together, and honestly, that's thanks to Esports Tower. You can see how talented all these players are, and Esports Tower really takes the time to create teams of well-matched teammates. I'd also like to do a shout out to the coaches. They did a great job this week. It seems both teams, you know, had some things they worked on and always keep working on that, so good job to them. And if those who haven't, check out Esports Clubs. You should. It's a fast track to rank up, and it's esportstower.com. And with that, I mean, I think it was a fantastic game, and, you know, so far this is the first week of the bracket, and so What's your final thoughts on the game here?
Oh, a brilliant first week. I love seeing it. I really thought both teams had it in the bag there with some of the tricks they pulled. We saw some really sneaky plays there, too. How did you like some of those unconventional holds?
Yeah, I say Fang, especially those smoke plays, just going all over the place, and you couldn't really track him down there.
And that semi-one-way that we saw, like putting it in the wall, I like that. I always see what new plays the community can come out with.
Yep, and that's, it's a great game of Breeze. So we're going to take a break here, and we'll be right back with some more action, so see you after this.
Visit NationalGuard.com to begin your guard adventure.
Welcome back to this week's broadcast of Esports Tower Rumble in Valorant. We're broadcasting it from the Boise State Game Points Esports Arena. The Floods have secured a spot in the bracket stage, and one of the strongest teams is already out. We saw the Landslides lose to them last game. Our first bracket stage matchup will be the Ghosts versus Eruptions, two teams we haven't seen too much of, but the Ghosts are an all-free agent team this week, so we're going to kind of see a lot of different, I think, points of view there, and so curious to that. I am your host, Brandon Red Hot's Cozy Ansik, and joining me to call the action is Greg Old Soul Smith. I will say we do want to take basically a moment to congratulate the Esports Tower members who have graduated from clubs and been offered scholarships all across the country. Over the last 3 months, Esports Tower clubs have received over $1.2 million in scholarship awards. These students have not only worked hard in their in-game play, but worked hard academically and have earned these scholarship opportunities. We could not be more excited and proud to see all the opportunities these players are getting, and obviously we always see this Valorant number, which is about 722,000 plus, I think, and honestly, these games have been phenomenal here, and just love seeing overall the Esports Tower and what they're doing for the community. I think it's such a great way to get into the game if you're not, in your high school and stuff like that, and, just finding people all around the, U.S. that to play with you and stuff like that. And that's, esportstower.com. Also, going back into it, I think overall this is going to be a great game we're having on Haven. So a couple points you want to make for that really quick?
Not really. I love playing Haven. I remember watching Anomaly play on Haven on day one, trying to get my beta key. So it's always been a classic map. A lot of players have this down because it's been there since beta. So understanding the 3 sites and knowing how to rotate, people have that in the pocket for a long time now.
And getting to the docks keys in the game, make sure to focus your angles, focus the flank, know your win condition, count cards, discuss abilities, make sure you click heads. This is presented by Esports Tower. Score pro advice at esportstower.com. Improve your game sense, improve your team play, improve your performance under pressure. You'll get matched with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up. And now moving forward, it's going to be the Ghosts versus Eruptions on, the first round of this esports kind of winter season here. And like I said earlier, we saw that Ghosts are a full agent, free agent team. So there's 5 of them. You know, how quick can they kind of mesh together here? Whereas the Eruptions have been practicing for a couple weeks here. And so, what do you think about that? What's your kind of take on the 5 free agents versus the other team going on here?
That's interesting. I mean, I've had some solo queues where everything has kind of blended together and we've done a good job. And I've had some where, you know, you kind of bump into the other players. So I'd like to see how they take it. You know, they know what's at stake and they're all professionals. So I'm sure they'll do great.
Anything, you know, I guess agents-wise, you'd like to see on Haven here? Haven's a pretty unique map with these 3 sites here. Is there anything that you kind of want to see here?
I mean, I want to see an Omen. I really do. I always do, but he's not been meta for a little bit, so I doubt we'll see a whole lot of that. I like seeing Sky on this map, too. All the classics. Sova's a really good pick. Jet always has been meta here. So I'm seeing kind of, you know, a classic role, and I'd be okay with anything. Though Killjoy on this map really has a lot of potential to be able to just sud away a site, especially when you got so many sites to watch.
Yeah, I would say I think Killjoy also would be a pretty good pick here for the Ghost side. I think Killjoy is one of those agents where you don't really need to play too much together, and it helps kind of your attack with that ult. You know, you're kind of always on the same page. You can drop the Killjoy ult, and you can just play around that. So,
and they're good at a flank watching, too. A good defense on the backside there. Astra as well. I've seen some excellent Astra playback here, especially in the pro play.
Seems like we have agents already locked in. We're going to see a Phoenix and Chamber here. Yeah.
A Phoenix and Chamber. That's interesting. I haven't seen a Phoenix in a while, but Phoenix on Haven is a classic play, and everybody knows the lineups for that.
Yeah, and obviously we're going to see the Reyna. I think, you know, obviously the Sky with the Astra. I think Astra's just too strong as a controller. She offers so much utility here. And just like, you know, it seems like we are going to see the Killjoy on the side of the Ghosts.
Love it. Yeah, you're talking about that Astra having the ability, when you have 3 sites up like that, to be able to have control on a site that's 2 sites away is just too good to pass up.
Okay, here, and it does seem like the crazy thing here is we're going to see 2 Phoenixes. I haven't seen a Phoenix for weeks here, weeks on end, and now we're going to see the 2 Phoenixes. So really interested to kind of see what this Phoenix does for each team, because, you know, Phoenix is kind of an interesting duelist because he's kind of a balanced duelist, right? He kind of does one of each thing. Doesn't do anything particularly like better than any others, but he does one of kind of each of those things.
No, I think really just starting off right in the beta, he was the appeasement to ex-CSGO players because he has the Molly, and he's got a flash. He's pretty versatile in general. He's a good duelist feel. So I think if you're not picking KO, then you've got to be taking Phoenix every once in a while.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm going to kind of interested to see how these attacks go. I think Haven's a very interesting map in terms of, obviously, there's 3 sites. A lot of the things we've kind of seen recently is the B to A approach, where you just kind of run up all through B and you actually just go to A and you don't plan on B, just because the post-plant is kind of hard to hold here. We're going to see DRW kind of holding this angle here for long.
Watching the C long. Oh, he might catch one. It's a very split push from the A side. Just looking at all 3 with Spike in pocket. I do like that. They've made enough noise in mid that he might have the chance to push up on C a little bit.
Tracker playing really aggressive. Already just passed through. Oh, they are going to know they're there now, though.
They do, but do they know that there's 2 of them?
I like the flash.
Oh, too many people watching that angle to push in that hard. He might get some serious damage on the first one, but they got to push back. All the people right there in the box, though. They're looking to push back up on it, but have we got the rotation to back that up?
Oh, DRW gets another pick on site there.
People are just low health.
Spike down.
Another one for DRW, and it seems like they're going to kind of rotate out here.
Doesn't look like Kvito and the Chamber were really talking there, kind of pushing each other around. Hopefully get to see some good communication as they move over. Spike was down at C, and they're both pushing to A, right? Am I missing something?
They did pick it up.
Okay,
perfect. It was down. They did pick it up and basically get out of there.
I see that now. Okay, love that.
I will say, I think Cypher's pretty, Chamber, that is, is pretty interesting with the TPs, because you can have like 2 teleports going, and you can play some really interesting angles to teleport back like Jet. Oh, nice, like that.
Well done.
So it has a different angle.
Oh, goodness. That is going on the Chamber reels for sure. That was just an excellent teleport.
Spiku just gets 2 1-taps, but, you know, it's going to be a 1v3 here. Oh! Great job. Does get another one. A great, you know, try from Spiku there. Does get 3 down, which is honestly huge there.
With the 3K, really just showing us what a Chamber can do. And that spraying through the smoke when you know where default is, I love seeing that.
And watch his crosshair placement. It's just very, very just on top of it. Just gets 1 shot and he's out of there.
It seems like Chamber is a player for precision. Wow, goodness. Yeah, he was really just holding it and just letting his finger go.
Cool thing is basically Chamber's teleport time and Jet's time is basically a couple fractions of a second difference. I think it's a couple milliseconds difference. So you can always just kind of do that thing, but this time you can be behind safety, right? Because the one thing that kind of Jet has where she dashes, her hitbox is actually still active from the spot where she dashed at until her dash is finished.
Interesting.
So a lot of times you'll always kind of see that.
You kind of have to be semi-covered to begin with.
It's Tracker once again.
Pushing way up, but they might be ready for him. DSW right there, or DRW.
Funny thing there is he actually looked into the flash behind him.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Sky can do that. It's not like a Phoenix roll where you know what the distance is. They can kind of prank you. I also, as a Sky main myself, will just let it fly.
Yep.
We'll just like stop running it and just start gunning from the front and hoping that they've 180'd for me.
Seems like Eruptions are really favored towards the C, really just kind of trying to make something happen here. So they're going to peek around, but they're not going to commit to anything so far. Oh, wow.
Caught that flank.
That's just what they need. It's a 3v3 now, and they're going to have the guns from that.
Yeah. Really just shows you how good a Classic can be. That shotgun pull on the Classic is just always going to be goated.
And, you know, KO's, not KO, but Chamber's ability with the like the Sheriff pistol, right?
Yeah, that's interesting.
It's 100 credits per round there, so it's pretty good eco-wise. If you think about it, you can probably just buy usually 4 or 5, and it's basically your eco there.
Yeah, or just like hold off if you don't want to use them now. Just don't fire it.
Luno does get flashed. I do know someone's in heaven now. But
Eyes will be on Luno.
Yep. Which Luno just joined Esports Tower this week, and you know coaches think that she's a good individual player, so can't wait to see what else she has in store for us. Oh, nice shot there from Key. Ace opportunity in the air now.
Yeah, I was just going to say, was able to take those two was a little bit scary. Plus, like we said earlier, we already know where Luno is. So can Luno...
Oh, they're going to have vulnerable. You have to say one shot, that's all it takes there.
Well played, well played.
Wow, great clutch from Luno there. In a really round, they kind of needed to win there, right? Because they bought, so they kind of...
that is important. And now they have the, bonus opportunity goes on the table.
Although, it is pretty good for Eruptions there that they get 4, so that means that, Ghosts are in this weird spot where they're probably going to have to, like, buy down and have, a less version of what they bought last rounds. So I'm kind of curious to see what they end up buying for that round, right? Are they going to force, or are they kind of, hold the next round?
Yeah.
Seems like both teams are kind of forcing. We're going to see 2 Ares on the side of the Ghosts. Yeah, we're going to see basically 2 Ares kind of split there. And they're going to have a lot of light armors. They're going 4 light armors. They're really forcing this round here, which is, I kind of like that play there. They're, if they win this round, it's a pretty big, I guess, push for them.
Yeah, it is a good foothold. And I like to see that energy of saying we're a little bit down, but hey, you know what? We can catch them off guard and really just push hard with the light armor.
Yeah, but it seems like
a little bit slower, a little bit holding onto the B, maybe switching around to A thinking. Starting to see some pushing on A long here. We've got a lot of utility hold up in B from the Ghosts.
They have 1 on A here, so Eruption should have pretty big number advantage here. Just Luno holding the site. They aren't going to turn the corner, though.
They're able to take that one, but people are already ready to move on to site. We see Tracker trying to hold it back as they try to get the plant going up to default. Plant goes down. They're ready to hold the site, but the retake is coming in hard. We haven't seen anyone go down, but the gunfire is unreal. Tracker taken from one of the 3 that are coming in from the back. We've got 1 in heaven as well.
Oh.
3v4
Spiku is pretty low here.
Spiku just pulls off a little bit. That means the retake was successful. Are they able to defuse before people push a second time?
Yeah, it seems like he's going to kind of push this angle here. That's an Empress rolling, so they get 1 kill. It's going to be a huge reset for him.
Ooh, Pro Stick Key is so low on health, but has no option.
Good try there, though. But Ghosts are going to win it. Really close round there, 0.26 seconds.
What a tight play from Ghosts. That was incredible. And low health on 2 of their 3 standing players. And only because that Phoenix was able to, use some fire. DRW was able to heal themselves back up a little bit. Otherwise, they would have had 3 low health players holding down a site right there with 0.26 seconds left on the clock.
Yep, and I think honestly, Ghosts are doing a great job of retake. It seems like they're playing slow and playing together. And as a free agent team, they're doing a great job of communication here.
But they just to play that tight this early on defense, Eruptions might be getting a foothold pretty soon. If they can just make a 1 agent change here, maybe take 1 a little bit earlier.
of Tracker with a Bucky. Things we do not see very often.
Tracker's got a great angle here.
Okay.
Takes DRW by surprise.
Spike down mid.
We get a Vandal now for that, which is huge. Does have utility, but might just dry peek this. Oh, okay.
Yep. Goes for the full dry peek. Oh, he's able to
Reloading.
trying to run away. No, he doesn't. He can't get it. 3-pusher trying to go through the door, but they try to switch back to C. You see Key pulling out the Ares, trying to push back into C. Even the defenders are already rotating in. They might get some pressure from the back of B as well. Spike is down.
Spike down.
Mail
C.
picks it back up.
Player standing.
Caught on that. We've seen a lot of that flank right there, right through the box, right on their tails.
Yeah, Reskin had a great flank with the knives there, and honestly, DRW just held that, basically that garage there, not moving an inch.
It is rough to get holed up in that garage there too, because everybody that was watching the back of C and watching the back of B can rotate right to you.
Yep. And it's the thing is like Eruptions are doing a pretty good job of attacking. They're usually getting, you know, picks at the beginning of the round here, but it just seems like that one extra step of getting onto site has been pretty hard for that C site. That is usually A, they've been kind of getting onto there. So I think they're, you know, they have the right idea. It's just a couple times of just execution. I think they have it though.
Oh, a full push right up to long here. Nice and slow to check it. We've seen no entry utility either, so the rotation's not ready for it. 2 on A. That's the first entry utility. Start to see a little bit of rotation, at least some heavy toward B as they start to push right up.
Ooh, great blind.
Smoke, well played Tracker. Pushes the flash in.
Seeker's coming out through though.
Oh goodness, that utility.
Yeah.
Ghosts they want their sight back.
And look, the entire team of Eruptions just on the site, not knowing where to go.
Yeah. Just trying to fall. Goodness, that was so rough. What a play by Ghost to just haul in and shut down. We saw fire, we saw vision denial on all 3 entry points right there. That was pretty intense. That definitely cost a lot of econ.
I will say the Ghost timing is pretty good. As soon as they've gotten to site, they're all rushing in. They're not giving him any moment to basically spread out or anything like that. We saw you know, the Eruptions stuck all in one area. They couldn't even get to long or anything like that.
Yeah, we can't even call that a retake scenario. That was like a premature plant, and then they were just stuck there as defenders were holed up. Yeah, good reaction time from the Ghost. Good team playing there to make sure, you know, they didn't catch anyone else in the fire. They kind of pushed all from one side and cleaned it out front to back.
Absolutely here. It's 5-0 here for the Ghosts. So Eruptions kind of need to get things going or else they're kind of feel down. But I still think they got their head in the game here and they're not ready to give up just yet at all.
Dude, they're playing a lot further back here, just trying to Ares out through the gates. They know that that's been really had a lot of eyes on it since earlier. They're saying, no one's going to flank us this time. You know, we're going to shoot from back here.
Mail's going to take actually a couple shots there. Going to lose all the armor.
Ooh.
Pico, yep, going through here.
Ooh, coming right through C-Long, clomping around. Get a little bit of suppressive fire so they can move people up. Ooh.
Nice flash. Oh, he does get a great trade there, though. These Ares are better than Vandals.
Yeah, it's rough. And then you don't have to, I mean, you know how slow you move when you have an off because you don't want to lose it. It's the same energy. When you know you have something cheap, you can just come marching in.
And I think that does play a toll sometimes if people playing aggressive, right? Sometimes people just think of the guns more than anything else.
Yeah, yep.
Could they get some information from that? They do have Seekers, though.
Yeah, they might be coming out.
Oh, Chamberlain is now in. Oh, they did hear him.
I don't think it caught anyone, though.
That slow is pretty brutal.
Player standing.
Okay.
Rough.
They know where. Oh, man. Close. That was a great flank from Rezikin. They kind of had made him, you know, didn't know which way to look for the other one, but Rezikin does get the kill onto Chamber and Long there.
And it's rough there when you have a 50-50 where you know someone's on both sides. It's which one's watching, which one do I need to take care of first. Mail was kind of stuck up there in the box here. Decides to peek one out, even though they're low health, can't catch it, and DRW goes for the defuse.
Yeah, Spiegel kind of, I guess, didn't think that maybe they were on the actual slow itself, because, you know, if they would have peeked that during their slow, it would have been really hard for them to react here. But we're going to see an op from Rezikin. I will say, in the past, Rezikin has been a pretty good opper, I think, on the like, as the Jets go in the esports tower. So I'd love to see kind of them holding those aggressive angles here on Haven. And honestly, we've actually seen a decent amount of usage from each of these Phoenixes so far. A lot of util and stuff being used.
I mean, especially their flashes.
Yeah.
But they're definitely getting good utility out of them. Oh, speaking of utility out of the Phoenixes, we see a nice aggressive play. Unfortunately, is able to take one out. Goodness. Tracker trying to clear that site before the run it back runs out.
Great Dissipate actually coming out here from Eruptions.
Yeah, really clears out that hell spot. They can't push into that, so.
Oh, nice shot.
Take him right on the. I guess I was wrong.
Oh, they got the Killjoy thing down as well. The Killjoy ult.
Yeah, a lot of ulti economy just moved hands in that round.
Seems like DRW did have a flash out there. Reskin has a Vandal now. Did have an op.
Flash
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Chamber was able to move around. That's always rough.
Ooh, the great suck there. Yeah.
Vulnerable, goes to fake it.
enemy
Oh, takes one through the wall and then goes to stick. Does he know?
Oh my gosh.
Nail so expertly played. Just probably feathering the S key right there.
I will say, any other time the round's over, right? That was such a close defuse there, and this flash just didn't look away
that was
there.
A tragic flash. Did not think the chamber was going to push up on that.
So
Or was maybe hoping to time it and then go for just a blind click, but wow, speaking of blind clicks right to the
Look
box.
at this, look how close I was. Woo.
Scary. A wide enough monitor would have seen that.
I always do like seeing kind of the Vandal versus Phantom versus Vandal difference here.
Yeah, an age-old war. Ooh, the early flash catches some information. We might see a C rotate from that considering how much they've already got posted up. I love the shots through that doors. I remember when the doors were wider and the curtain wasn't on top of it.
The Sage cheese.
Oh, yes,
yeah,
Sage.
that was awful.
Battle Sage cheese on Haven.
You couldn't see her.
I'm surprised we haven't actually seen a lot of Sage pick on this map. It's still so many tight hallways that you can just shut down with a Sage.
I think people just like the overall just usefulness of whatchamacallit, Sky.
Yeah, the versatility of the Sky heal kind of just outplays the Sage. I will say the Sage slow orbs are also really put to shame by Astra's Gravity Well too.
Yeah.
Because if you molly on top of Gravity Well, it is so much stronger than mollying on top of a Sage orb.
I just think also Astra just has overall utility insane. Oh, nice gets
run
one.
right into it. DRW is traded though, so that's 1v1 down. Now we're to a 3v3, pushing back on A. We've seen so much ground on A play today.
Ooh. Does get seeked though. Just
Reskin
nice. Great smoke there, honestly.
Player standing.
Reskin is just.
Oh my goodness, Reskin on fire there with the 3, even though they were under so much pressure. With the Seeker catching him, just kind of hold up in the smoke for a little bit, came back out when they were ready.
I'll say that Eruptions actually had the number advantage, 4v3 there, and Ghost just playing so aggressive sometimes with this, these retakes. I guess we'll kind of see, Eruptions, what's kind of working for him, because sometimes, like what happened, I think recently, these last couple rounds, they've been getting picked off early, and I think that's really hard to kind of deal with. So if they can kind of just make that pick, I think it's a timeout being called, I'm guessing, or some sort of pause, which, I mean, overall, it's probably going to end up helping the Eruptions. I think timeouts, once again, aren't really used to the fullest potential, because I think sometimes, Valorant is a very momentum-based game.
It really is, and I see a lot of timeouts in the pro play when you see a change like this, 7-1.
Yeah, they do start with the pick, though. It's huge. Tracker is going to get the gun here. Seems like, this would be close. This would be a huge kind of pick if they do get it, but Spiku's not going to peek it. Oh, they do get him with the dog. There's a lot of utility being used from both teams here.
Yeah, they're really, once you put so much utility into taking B, would you go with the strat of pushing a B to A?
Okay.
Oh, that flank taking the default and backing it up with only 5 health. They still push straight through.
Oh my goodness.
Rushes right in the line though. That is rough.
One enemy
Okay,
remaining.
one-on-one here.
Right in the box.
He's
Last
pretty
utility
low
from both teams coming out. All division denial. They're just holding the angles. Oh,
He's
who is going to take it?
say.
Oh. I will say, DRW holding back, making sure to only watch one angle at a time is definitely the move.
Yeah.
Oh, takes that one. I was worried for DRW there as they were trying to switch, watch both sides, kind of a little bit out. Backside was a little bit open to them, but they were able to move back, line it up a little bit more.
I will say at the end of this, the key here is Key actually is like, you can shoot through the wall there. So I think that's a huge disadvantage for Key. And at the very end here, DRW does get him through right here. They get him to 26 HP, and that's actually probably going to be the difference here.
Yeah.
Because they do kill him with the body shot. Actually, no, it was a headshot. Never mind.
still just, I mean, and even if you miss that headshot, you still just like the other team, the other player knows they're down to 26 and that they haven't got a lot of lead out onto the other person. So it's a mental game too as well.
Rezkin is popping off this game and now opting with the op here. Going to be using it from sewers though, so does miss the shot though.
Look at that ult economy on the Ghost though. If they lose a few, they could panic and just send some people out.
That was just
early running back was kind of shut down by Tracker.
I kind of liked it though. I think he got a lot of information from that. He at least saw two kind of in that spawn.
He did. That's good. And we start to see that real pressure moving over from A to B. So I think that was an info play, and I think it was played well.
Yeah.
Because of that, they're kind of forced to play for C. We do see a little bit of a split push though. Let's see if they can run up C long here.
Ooh. Male still does utility here.
That Killjoy on top of the box, on top of Shiny right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I always hate Killjoy turret. I think it's so annoying.
It's so hard to play against, especially on bind when they can just pop up and destroy any flank.
Seems like Male's still kind of holding the C long. Eruption's been kind of struggling with the C here, so I think if they can take it here, it'd be a big boost to their kind of overall confidence. Seems like they have a big number advantage. They are going to get one. That's just what they needed.
Trying to run away with the knife. Killjoy there, not the call.
He does have Empress here, but it seems like they might be holding or something like that.
Yeah, when you've got the advantage, do you really need to pop Empress? Eruptions might think they have this one in the pocket.
I mean, it is a 5v4. And we also, we do have Chamber ult, so Chamber is going to be kind of holding that long. They're going to have too long this time, so we can kind of play it confidently and just hold that angle.
They really can, especially with one down on default right there. Chamber can just watch it, and we have someone on the... Ooh, speaking of someone on the flank. Oh my goodness. Takes down the op right there in mid. Just a nice little dance on the grass. Oh, switches it out for the op, and the attacker's taken. Ooh, that's a good econ change for the next round.
I will say it seemed like Rezkin really kind of wanted that reset more than anything, because I think that right click would have just got him right away, but, you know, decided that, hey, I kind of want this reset going with the left clicks here. Also, great use of Wraith Form, but like I said, it was just crazy. The jumps just really threw him off. That
was scary. Just got pinched, was like, oh, don't want to be, you know, coming out of Wraith right in front of somebody. Turns around, Sky right there.
And,
Jet.
Yeah, and honestly, that's just what I think Eruptions needed. They finally kind of got through that C. They got it pretty convincingly. They had, I think, all 5 members like alive there.
And they only used one ult to do it, so it's not like, you know, they expended a whole lot to make it happen. This is definitely repeatable.
Yep, and I think if 8-4 happens in their scenario, I think that's gonna be a huge, you know, basically sway for them. Unfortunately,
on Haven.
Now that they rotate here, it seems like they do have Key still playing C long here for Eruptions. With that op, and they have no one on C now. I like this play. I like that.
Yeah, that was a good rotation right there.
And now it seems like Ghosts are 3 people on the side of A.
The run it back right there.
Yep, and that clears basically everything they needed to get onto site here.
Yeah,
great molly.
A run it back through an empty site just absolutely changes hand. Because you can say, yep, it's clear, I've got it. Like, backside's already been mollied out, just go in for it. So, Spike is down, and they're kind of backing off from it.
They also have 2 flanks here looking from B here, and B main.
Oh, goodness.
Yep, gets one. Great.
Wow, what a trade right there. Shooting over each other's shoulders.
Oh, nice shot.
Little Phoenix v Phoenix action in the back as the Spike ticks down. Speaking of which, they are running out of time. Can DRW get in there and clean things out, or are they just looking for an exit frag here from the mid?
I mean, thing is, though, are you going to try to save that? I think you'd go for a gun or something.
Ooh.
Even Ares has more value. There was Vandal there. Okay, that's good. They'll take that.
Yeah.
And they have full armor, too.
A good call. A good call.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, and 8-3 for Eruptions. I think, you know, if they get 8-4 here, they're in a pretty good spot.
Yeah,
so
Eruptions definitely got that foothold there.
And, you know, I think in the past, though, Eruptions have been a pretty good defense team, but I also think that sometimes Haven can be pretty tricky for attacking. I think, you know, sometimes it's really easy to, like, overcomplicate Haven, I think, with all the kind of routes you can take, going through Garage, going through B, and stuff like that. But they've kind of figured out that I think you gotta play the flank angles a lot on this map. Like, there's a lot of like, it's really open. They kind of played B last round. You saw them flank and get, you know, 2 kills there and make it really hard for Ghost to actually defend the site here. And now they're going to be playing pretty slow. They're going to have the op from Key, I think, still staying C long. Oh, they do hear it now.
Ooh. Oh, I do love that early op fire. On the mental game, that just provides so much pressure as well. We start to see people float over to C because they're, oh, you know where the op goes. Ooh, and box is open. They're pushing right up into B.
Seems like they're doing a really good job of utility too, kind of looking at all these angles.
Yep, Sky's able to clear it out. Yeah, I love how every person walking in always checks left, moves left, and checks right.
Yep.
Like, none of them trust that the other person has caught everything because people are rotating.
Nice pick. Key.
Ooh, so many back players. It's down to 3-1.
Let's give you the key. Nice Empress pop.
Keep pulling the Empress on a 3-1. 17 health left. They can't do it.
It was last round, but I think that was a good try there. But like I said, I think B's really hard to kind of hold after, you know, planting there post plant wise.
It is.
But Ghost did play that pretty well from every angle. So 9-3 though, I think with how dominant Ghosts were in those first like 7-8 rounds, I think 9-3, especially 2 of those being at the end, is pretty big.
Yeah. And you have to ask, if it's a big push to one side or the other, is that just an attack versus defense push? And we'll see it the other way on the switch. So,
also 9-3 curse. Everyone knows about the 9-3 curse. You see that 9-3 and you're like, well, okay, guys, I almost wish it was, you know, it was 8-4. But here we go. I think Ghosts as a free, like all free agent team, though, are playing phenomenally together, and it seems like, you know, they all kind of have a good picture of what they're supposed to be doing. And they're listening to calls. I don't know who's making the calls there, but it seems like, you know, they're all listening to it and doing a great job.
Yeah.
And Eruptions, you know, looking a lot better, I think, in the second half. It seems like Spiku is their IGL, so maybe he's making some more plays of like, okay, I need to step up a little bit more. But we're going to see the second half here. Oh,
Ooh,
great first start.
That early aggression pays off a bit in mid B. Oh, Redskin coming to back up.
Yeah, hey, heal. I don't know if they have it, though. Ooh.
Ooh,
that's a big, yep, it's a big pick. Oh my gosh, Frenzy.
Spike down B.
It is 100 HP, so this is definitely doable.
Yep.
Oh, it's gonna be kind of hard. They're peeking wide.
Oh, that health difference. Oh, facing the wrong way. But now they know where they're at, and it's a 2v1. Do you think they can take this swing? Can they go around the side?
They have 7 bullets. Ooh, that's a great job
that
of
was
communication
a beautiful
right
wide
there.
swing.
Yep.
It was honestly almost just a bait and switch. Like, I don't even think that Killjoy was looking for the kill, but it was really just to, you know, track the cursor over to the person who could take it.
I also think that they'll peek there is they're basically the only way they can win that, because I think if they peek, you know, individually there, like it makes it so much easier.
And she was just watching. Yeah. Yeah, no, that was definitely the play right there. And I love that they took a second and they said probably counted 3, go for it.
Yep.
Well played. Oh, it was the Killjoy that came out second, but beautiful play.
Haru had a 4K though, almost kind of made it happen. It did suck. They only had 7 bullets left, but overall, a great try, and we're gonna see 10-3 Ghosts here.
Yeah, I mean, it takes a lot of bullets to kill the first 4 people. Oh, caught that Phoenix getting to his spot a little bit late. Probably spent too much time knifing the walls back in the spawn.
DRW looking for some information.
Yeah, it's a little bit scarier going into that box. Early game, they were able to push right in and play around, but now people have got eyes on it. Starts going for it anyways. DRW kind of poking around.
Oh, nice shot, DRW. Okay, does kind of see them on the left here, though.
Iciger just holding the spot.
Haru does get a pick in retaliation. It's 4v4 now. Oh!
We've got 2 on A site. Just absolutely uncontended.
Oh my gosh, nice shots.
Iciger taking 2 on a site they're not even planted at. He's just catching people on the rotation. Unfortunately, goes down to the 3rd one, lets him know there's people on the way. But do you think they can take this retake?
It's going to be pretty hard here since the Phoenix is quite low, but they do have a lineup here maybe, but that's going to do a lot of damage. Although they can get a kind of kill here. They do know they're in the corner.
Oh, drops turret a little bit wide, but that flick comes in clutch, able to take one. Really closes up the site. Chamber has to drop in through the smoke, and he's just got too many eyes on him. Well done.
That was a good try. I like that, you know, kind of jumping down, seeing what you can kind of make happen. But
I think that's the most successful split push we've seen. To just walk into A uncontested. I mean, I didn't even, you know, look to the minimap for a minute, so they caught me off guard.
Exactly. Now we're going to see 11-3, and this is going to be kind of a big round for Ghosts. I think Ghosts winning this round, because Eruptions are obviously going to have a pretty bad eco this round. if the Ghosts obviously win this, it's at least a tie. But if Eruptions somehow win this, they can kind of get some momentum going here. But it's gonna be pretty hard for this round. I don't know. You know, do you force here or do you play for like the potential tie, like overtime?
Whew. I would probably play for a potential overtime.
Yeah.
I feel a lot safer in overtime scenario.
But it seems like I think they ended up buying. At least, oh no, Ghosts ended up buying. Oh. This kid makes it sound like you're getting a kill every shot.
Yeah, that's pretty intense. I'm surprised they haven't gone for that ult orb.
Oh, good slow there by the chamber, but. Oh.
Bicycle just not.
That's what they needed, though. Oh, there we go. Tracker getting
Spike
2.
down, C.
And Jet's also low. Reskin is pretty low at this point as well. Oh, I think did dink him there.
Reskin just blindly thrown off through.
Okay, they'll here's key. I think they check left though. So they check it. Yep.
Oh!
Yeah, great
Checks
job
it,
there.
look away, flashback. Well checked.
Oh, nice
That
shots.
corner was looking. I mean,
yeah.
especially once you know that someone's died through there, you're ready for it.
And they needed that too. That's a great kill, honestly, getting that kill and kind of eliminating that garage push. Now there's a 4v2 here, but
30
there's
seconds
too
left.
low on the side of Eruptions.
It'd be nice if that guy had the heal.
Yeah. Reskin also 14 HP. Now, see, I mean, I don't know if they have Spike or not.
Yeah, I'm not seeing Spike on ownership for anyone.
10 seconds left.
Yeah, I think they're might try to hold here.
Last player
Oh,
standing.
Tracker with an
Caught in the reload with the 14 HP, just casually walking through B. That's rough. And that's a defense by time. Yeah, I don't see the Spike on anyone's PFP.
Save the Vandal, okay.
Yeah, understandable.
And that's what they needed. It's 11-4. And,
Yep.
you know, they scrapped by, and this time they actually have a decent amount of... They have an okay eco, I'd say. They had a couple... It seems that they had a couple Ares here, and they have a, Vandal Phantom. Do you have... Okay, I like that. They're going to opt to go with the Ares instead of the Marshal. I think that's a smart idea in terms of, what is more valuable on this side of your team.
Yeah, and if you think you have a foothold, then, play it nice and slow, kind of, just barely take what you can get and start saving up for later rounds when the aggression comes a lot harder from the Ghost trying to prevent that over time. So, long term, I think this is a good call.
Yep.
Ooh, early aggression in A. We're starting to see a
Yep.
rotation straight from the C.
Jet is holding mid, though.
Trying to hold this. That was a great wall.
Oh, here we go. Really aggression play here by Phoenix. Oh, nice job.
Goodness. They were able to close in on 2 of them and searching for that third. This is some great team play here by Vice.
Does kind of trade one, but it's a 4v2.
Tracker coming in for the second one.
Oh, great flank.
Flank, dude.
Okay. They can heal. They haven't planted yet. They have a lot of time, so I think Tracker should probably heal up here.
Tracker does heal up in heaven there.
Yep.
They know where he's at, though. Weiss is just watching, pre-shooting.
Oh, that was close. Close to shooting through right there. Oh, if Tracker can get this kill, this is pretty big, though.
Oh, this is huge. Does Tracker know to check this?
I think you have to at this point, right?
Oh, no. Tracker absolutely touches back to it, goes to check Hell instead, and it's out. 12-4. Oh, Tracker came so close.
I'd say almost sneaked by, but...
Yep. Going up top, healing, feeling the wall bang, and going back down. All good calls. It's that last check. Came so close, though. Valorant effort, if I do say so myself.
Get it? All right, 12-4 here, and seems like Eruptions are going to have still a decent buy, but not full enough. They do have one ult. They have the Seekers, so if they can kind of get something going with the Seekers, maybe they can help them out here. But it seems like Tracker's just going pistol. So I don't know if that's like, okay, maybe you're just playing to either one of your teammates to die, or hopefully, obviously, one of the enemies die, and you kind of pick up their guns. So we'll see how this goes. Reskin does have the knives, playing quite aggressive here in the mid.
Oh, yeah. With only Weiss to back him up from a distance. And is it hardly a backup when you've got so many angles to watch right here? They're starting to peek out. Ooh, that was a rough smoke right there. That deeper one's a little bit better.
There's still
Nose crack there. Able to take him right through the smoke, but
I like that
straight down.
play. I like that play. Just the right click, you know you're there, they're there, and then just, get a different gun.
3 knives, yeah, well played. Ooh, the dog coming out. They turned their back at the last time and were able to catch the Phoenix there. A nice short wall just for the heals.
These B rounds are always just so much bullets.
Oh, it's so intense.
They do have to run it up from DRW here, so I could see them kind of rotating out and maybe clearing the site with that. Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, no way. Okay.
Oh. Bicycle with the pre-aim and just sit down was so good.
Remaining.
Reskin, a good flick there. Moving in.
Yeah.
A little gun switch.
1v3 here for Male. It's going to be
30
pretty
seconds left.
hard,
Oh,
but
especially
it's
considering-
definitely, you never know.
Yeah, especially
Spike
considering that
planted.
the ghosts already have spiked down.
Ooh.
Ooh, you see it. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, we both saw that coming. That is
Attackers
rough,
win.
but an excellent play from Eruptions there, and I like to see the development throughout the game.
Yep. Want to be seen by expert college recruits, talk directly to esports industry insiders like pro athletes, team general managers, game producers? Then join the club. Esports Tower players get inside access to the industry insights, and with our featured rumbles, recruiters are taking notice too. It's a great way to score exposure if you're looking to start your path to pro or land a collegiate scholarship. And actually, there was another match going on at the same time as this one, so we're actually going to hop into Monsoons versus Floods, which is in progress right now on Bind.
Ooh. How do you feel about Bind?
I think Bind is like probably one of the bread and butter maps of Valorant, right?
is,
It started at the very beginning. Players have a lot of experience. I think it's a very standard map, I'd say, in terms of you've got your A-B sites. It's kind of like, you got your heaven, each side, you got your elbows and stuff like that. I think it's a very great, I really enjoy this map. I always have liked Bind. And it is 10-3 here for the Floods versus Monsoons.
I love the Monsoons pick team, though. Ooh.
So it seems like the Floods have won 7 rounds in rows, 3-3 at the beginning of the game.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Majabis gets a great pick here. Rafus retaliates. Ares are still just going wild.
We love the Ares meta. Matrix sneaking in back here with a Bucky. A little bit scary considering how open the territory is, but they're going up into heaven.
Cozy just once again just going crazy everywhere. Ooh. Yep, it's going to be 3-on-2 here, though.
Player standing.
Cozy once again
Cozy
just...
with a triple. Cozy taken out by that Matrix who switched guns. Oh. Yeah, Cozy cleaned out that last game with more than a 20 bomb and topped the leaderboard for quite a while there. Cozy really is familiar with the mouse.
I also think Cozy's a great player for the Floods because he's so good at entering. Like, there's no matter what, he's so aggressive. And it doesn't matter what his score is. I think he always has that mentality of aggression. And, sometimes as a duelist, duelists usually can pop off like this, 21 kills, but it's not always where you can get those kills. It's all about creating your space and kind of doing your role.
Yeah.
I will say to note is Pryor is probably one of the best Sovas in Esports Tower.
Oh.
Pryor has insane lineups for shock darts and stuff, and usually never does too pop-off-wise, kills-wise, but always does a fantastic job of setting up his team with utility.
And I mean, you talked about aggression from the Floods and entry. They've got 2 initiators with Pryor as one of them, and then 2 duelists with Cozy as one of them. It's understandable why they'd get the last 7, because if they can hone that aggression in the right spot, that's pretty unhinged.
I also think Sova is just a really good agent on this map. There's so many good lineups and different information that can really do a big difference, especially the teleporters and stuff like that, so I think it's huge.
Yep, and everything's been flushed out. Like you said, this is a bread and butter, tried and true map, and so is Sova. So those shock darts on B side, everybody knows every lineup.
Rafa did trade, but it seems like they couldn't get the heal off, so they just kind of leave it there. Not too bad of a trade if they can get that kill onto Rafa later.
I love this face-off between Moonkeeper and Cozy here. Just all the little shift jiggles.
You know you want to flash it.
Oh, you know you do.
I always love seeing people with the
Hova,
walls.
not mine.
Yeah.
Not worried about Hookah right now.
Oh, that missed. Wow.
Ooh, Suni's
There
down.
it is.
Moonkeeper goes out, catches one. They try to run away almost. That's some damage done. Jet turns around and watches it.
Yep.
It's back to a little bit little game of chicken here.
Oh, nice.
19 health.
Rafa does get a trade there. There's a 4v2. Oh, nice shots.
That was a great dink.
Yep.
Love that noise.
Player standing.
Oh, unfortunately, he's taken.
Spike down B.
Everybody coming in.
Moon is quite low. Yeah.
19 health. Just can't do it. Defenders win.
One little interesting thing actually is Monsoons is actually a 10-man roster, so they kind of just go all around, and they thought that this would be the roster to kind of beat them. But I'm not gonna lie, Floods are looking pretty good this round of the Esports Tower, the first week of the Winter Rumble.
Yeah.
And Cozy especially is just dominating. I think doing a great job of just basically you see Cozy going to kill every round.
Yep. I mean, look at those kills though.
Yep.
Like, if you actually look at the the KDA, it's really not that bad. And I really like the pick set for Monsoons. I feel like they have been pretty close on some of these points too. So it's not over till it's over. Let's see if they can get some more before the game's over.
Yep. We're going to see him kind of, hopefully, Monsoon's looking for something to make it happen. It is 12-3 here, but, sometimes it's just the pride.
Stacked up on A, too. This will be a full all-out battle on A, because we only see 2 people on the back.
Oh, this is the new boxes as well.
Ooh, nice and low.
Flash off. Astra is just so impressive on this map.
I'm surprised we're not seeing more one-way smokes right on top of those new boxes.
Yeah. Oh, does get dinked a lot, though.
Much Abyss with only 10 has to go down.
Last player standing.
Oh.
What a bullet hell game.
Defenders win.
Yeah, and honestly, I mean, it was pretty quick one, but honestly, the Floods had 11 first bloods as a team in that series, and both had 2 players, Cozy and Pebble, above 2.0 KDAs, so fantastic for that. So it is going to be the final bracket stage of the game tonight. It'll be Southeast High takes on Infernos to the for that last semifinal spot. I don't think we've seen too much Southeast High, but we'd love to see them. Just overall Valorant in general.
Yep.
And thank you for watching those 2 games. But we'll have our last game of the night coming right after this break. So stick around.
Visit NationalGuard.com to begin your guard adventure.
Welcome back to this broadcast of Esports Tower Rumble in Valorant. We're broadcasting it from the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena. The Infernos and Southeast High face off in our final game of the night with the last semi-final bracket spot up for grabs. These two will face off on Fracture Map that has seen a ton of games in the Esports Tower since it was added. Will this continue the streak? I'm your host, Brandon Red Hots Koziansk, and joining me to call all the action is Greg Old Soul Smith. And Greg, I just want to ask a quick thoughts on Fracture as a map real quick.
Oh, it is so land efficient. Just everything is so much tighter and all the hallways need to be utilized. So we see flashes being a bigger deal and we get a lot of Breach utilization coming out. And I feel like Breach never got his chance in the meta, and this is really a time to shine for him.
Yeah, that's something I completely agree with you. I think Breach has a really great, just kit for, Fracture as a whole. And I also like seeing kind of the different strategies we've seen from Fracture. We've seen kind of like this A site take, or kind of give it A site to yourself and then retake B. Yeah. And so I like seeing teams kind of team comps overall with that. Any agents you kind of want to see besides that Breach that you were talking about?
Chamber action on on this one is is it's a fan favorite for sure. But really, I'm just interested in some good flank watching as well. So maybe a Killjoy, maybe whoever your favorite flank watcher is, considering that as like a attacking spawn on both sides all of a sudden just becomes a hallway. Like all of the ground is utilized and nothing is like a safe zone that's already cleared territory.
Yeah, I also kind of want to see a lot of flanks of that rope underneath the map. There's a lot of times where people kind of give up that flank because, you know, people are pushing from a different angle, and you can kind of, especially that satellite area, right? That's a really kind of big area for that. And going into that, we're going to have kind of the big keys to win this game, which is Doc Keys to the Game, which is presented by Esports Tower. And, of course, Doc's keys and Valorant are focus angles, flank, know your win condition, count cards / call abilities, and click heads.
Ooh, and have we seen click head today? It's been a great game set so far.
Score pro advice at esportstower.com. Improve your game sense, improve your team play, improve your performance under pressure, and you'll get matched with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up. And honestly, we haven't seen too much of Southeast High School, but Infernos we've kind of seen in the past, and they're one of those teams who have kind of made a dent. They've won a couple championships last fall, but I always do kind of like seeing them. I think there's going to be a lot of interesting, it's the first week of the fall or of the winter, right? So we've seen a lot of teams kind of already change a lot. Yeah. We saw the Floods doing a fantastic job on attack, and that was the biggest weak point they had. So this is going to be the last, semifinal spot on the line, but they have a tough match against Southeast High School. Has been a force in the Rumble event. Fracture has always been kind of close games, so obviously we've talked about that, and it's been a great game here.
Especially how new it is on. Everyone's kind of figuring everything out. It really is a land leveler, It's not like the old maps like Haven and Bind where people have had ages to practice it if they want, and some people neglect it a little bit more. This one's fresh for everybody.
Yeah, I always do like those maps that we're kind of seeing. Like, sometimes I think Breeze, which is pretty interesting, is I think a lot of teams kind of neglected it.
Yeah.
And the teams that did practice it ended up, kind of performing on it. And so I think when Fracture first came out, it was kind of like, okay, guys, we got to put a lot more time into this map because it's eventually going to be a big deal.
Definitely. I mean, with so much to watch, there's 4 entry points on every map that are valid for either side to take at any time. Like, you have to have your head in the game, and you have to have a good map sense for this. Otherwise, you just don't stand the same chance that a team who has been practicing does.
Yeah, I think the cool thing about Fracture 2 is there's so many aggression points, right? There's like that little door on side of that tunnel area. You always just kind of have the peak aggression on B site. So I'd love to just kind of see some aggression coming out, especially from Reyna's. I think Reyna's, Wraith form is a huge thing. And we're already seeing 2 breaches locked in.
Oh, love that. And your Reyna, just like you called earlier, as well as a Jet. We've seen the Reyna Jet foils today quite a bit.
Yep.
Let's see what Keji... Ooh, a KO.
An insta-lock, too.
Yeah, and I mean, considering that a lot of KO's abilities are AoE, they just, area of effect, they push right through the walls. It's not LOS like Killjoy's stuff, so it really gets a lot of utility here, just like the Breach being able to play through walls, because on this map, behind every wall is something else. It's a real maze.
Yeah, I still, especially for A site, it's such a clumped site there, so even when you're attacking or defending for that, that post plant, or when you're taking the site, just so much, value off that silence.
Oh, yeah, or the tunnels above and below B side, that little rope around the other side, you can clear that out without ever having to check it if you've got the right agents. So I do like the picks from both sides.
Speaking of those tunnels, I do want to see some Killjoy ults from that spot because you can basically ult underneath the tunnels,
and they've got no chance,
and it covers the entire site.
Oh,
so I'd love to see some cool areas from that. I remember seeing some cheeky stuff that's kind of funny, but you can flash from underneath the tunnels, from Breach and Reyna. So we'll kind of see that action. I do love some Breach, and I will say I always love aggressive breaches. I love those flashes, using all your utility constantly. The ult is such a big, Rolling Thunder is just such a huge thing in this map because it covers the entire site.
Oh, it really does. I've seen some excellent pro Rolling Thunder plays, and making your initiator be an instigator as well. And speaking of aggression, we see a raise up here too. I don't think we've talked about that. How do you feel about that?
I've never really seen a raise on this map too much, but I'd love to see it be used efficiently and, maybe some great aggressive ult opportunities. I always love seeing some satchels. Oh.
Yep. Ooh. Some early aggression in Dish. Almost takes 3, but Aquakin is down on a low health.
I mean, got 2.5 basically. The Koji is now 10 HP here, so that's an incredible start to start the game out. We are going to see kind of this overload, though. We're not going to see kind of a split at all. We're going to see all of them kind of going through satellite here, going to A.
Yeah, pushing right through Dish, even though they lost some players there. Continue to push right through it, knowing that the other people have probably backed off a little bit.
Viper's going to
catch
wide peek it there.
Both people saw each other.
Oh, on site here now. Oh, turns out they were trying to flash there, but Kinetic just kind of pushed up and caught him with the utility out.
Down to a 2-2, and while one team is planting, they had, I was just going to say really low health on the other side. Unfortunately, they're just able to take it.
Didn't even seem that was it need the overshield, but
Southeast
just one
High
tapped.
takes the first one.
Yep. And that was pretty convincingly, I think. Especially that play on Dish, it was just, going basically almost 3 for 1 there, just really sets the tone of the round. And we'll see that. I kind of like I do like the silence in the other direction because they don't know there's 2 on site yet, and they kind of see if there are people flanking or not.
Yeah, no, that was good utility usage and good team, utility for the team usage from both teams. I really like to see the way that we planted things there.
It seems like both teams have actually said that they've been practicing this map a decent amount with learning strategies and stuff like this. So it seems like both teams have basically have their comps of what they've felt the most comfortable with, and that's being with the KO and Raze versus kind of that, Jet Reyna side. So
we see another full push from the top side, this time on B, and a lot of people watching B.
This is pretty interesting because usually you kind of, in the past for Fracture, you've always seen a lot of split. But it seems like, they're just kind of holding that one. I don't know if it's because it's eco round. I always do like some, full stack eco rounds where you're just kind of looking for kills here.
Ooh, it was a little bit close. Somebody running straight across caught someone with the utility out but didn't go for it.
They're all going to go tower here, and they all get concussed. Ooh. Still pretty healthy, though. They do have a flash here from Zed Evan.
Yeah, we're not looking bad. A little bit of low health there on
nice.
Uh-oh. Ooh, absolutely. There. Just did not have time to get the gun out. That was well played right there.
They've gotten 1 so far. If they can get 1 more, it'd be pretty good, but 1 HP.
KO health. Yeah, goodness, Koji might have to play a little bit easy there, even though he's got the spike. Can Kinetic really lock it down for him, giving him a place to move in?
If they get a plant, I think if they get a plant here, it's a really, really good round from them. This is a full save from the Inferno side.
Yeah, no, pretty huge moves right there. Ooh, able to take one. They know where he's at. Changing locations, trying to use this smoke to just get around.
Yeah, Alkin kind of...
They're able to take him. They go in for the defuse.
I think overall, that's a great round for Infernos, though.
But look at that low health.
Yeah.
That was just some crazy play, just getting out there by the skin of your teeth and keeping the cool and going for it anyways. I'm surprised they got it down. That was well played.
Yeah, and three of their eco for bonus is going to be kind of an interesting spot where, Southeast, do they go for the eco, or do they just choose to kind of full buy as well?
Yeah, yep.
Infernos are going to have their first full eco here, and they're going to see a lot of Ares. So that's what they're going with. They're going to kind of force some Ares here. It seems like...
Yeah, Southeast going for the Ares.
Yeah, I kind of see how they attack here.
Yeah, Inferno's on a darn near full buy. They've got the split. Looks like they're honing right in on B, which is good because that's where the player disadvantage is. So, ooh, we love to see that aggression on Dish. Hopefully that Jet can make far enough to make an impactful flank.
Yeah, we're going to see Zed Evan kind of clear that left side there.
Oh. Spike's starting to get down. We're seeing a retake position, but it's already been cut up with that Viper Wall. That Viper Wall is so effective here on B.
Yeah.
I've seen some pro matches where that Viper Wall lines up every single round, whether they need it or not. And it goes back up, making sure that retake is a little bit helpful. Wasp 139 just unloading the Ares through the smoke.
Absolutely. Oh, does have the knives, but does go down.
Zed Evan able to take Aquakin's knife straight to the ground.
Solix is very low here, but does have a decent angle. Oh, great suppress there. And they're playing so aggressive for this tower here.
Yeah, Aquakin moving straight
nice.
in. Oh, isn't able to take the defuse. It's a 1v1 with the spike so close. Zed Evan with a 4K that round. Koji decides to save.
I will say Zed Evan playing Breach is pretty cool to see because Zed Evan is traditionally kind of a Cypher player. He was kind of that Cypher player for a long time here, but now he's playing this Breach really aggressively, and I will say that KO silence really made a big difference that round. They would stopped a lot of the Breach utility coming into the site.
It really did, and that Breach utility was really pushing people back there. We saw a Rolling Thunder that kind of halted a push for a second, gave us more time to rotate, so that was a well-played round from both sides.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, Cypher's utility on this map just isn't there, just because a camera can't catch all the angles. It's too windy here.
I agree. I full agree.
And with so many options of entry, if you see a trapwire, you can just kind of, avoid it.
Yep. And I think Infernos needed that round. That's a great round for them. And so we're going to see a 2-1. I'm pretty sure Southeast eco-wise is actually pretty hurt from the last round. So
Zed Evan just kind of backwalking into the area. They're all on top of each other here.
They do have the Rolling Thunder. I don't know if they're going to opt to use it or not for the side of Infernos. Oh, yeah, seems like they're getting kind of prepped for it, and there we go.
And here it goes. That's the entry utility. Let's.
Vipers, I like that play. I like the jetpacks into tower.
That was pretty impressive.
I thought we were gonna do something crazy, I'm not gonna lie.
Goodness, Southeast is really caught behind that Viper wall. Can't really push past that, but it goes down, giving them the opportunity to check some corners. Gonna push in a little bit.
Inferno also gonna have this Viper pit there. I don't know if they're gonna use the KO ult here, but we'll kind of see how it ends up being. Oh, I like this play a lot.
They go for it. Everybody is just holed up in the back there, and they can't walk in
at all.
Yep, Infernos has got this on lockdown.
I think with that Viper spit and KO, it just really, they have no way of utility. Yeah, it's really hard to actually get in there, because look at that, he can't do anything.
Nope. And I mean, even if you did have utility.
It seems like they're going to have a utility now, but they have very little time to make do of anything here.
We start to see the paint shells coming out. We haven't seen a whole lot of that yet, but I think paint shells utility here is just huge, considering how close quarters everything is.
Yep. Okay, they do get one, but does trade back with Solix. And fantastic utility for Infernos there. I really like them just using ults. Oh, wow, a lot of
quite a bit of exit right there, yeah. I was going to say, catching people after the detonate is really just a flex.
We're going to see the operator come out too as well, so love to see kind of the angles they play with that.
Right there. Right there.
All right.
We're gonna. I do want to see the Empress though. I think sometimes holding the Empress is kind of hard. I mean, I know if you have not have like the rounds and guns and stuff like that, but I do want to see the Empress kind of be used a lot because it is only a 6-point ult, so you can get that pretty quick back.
Yeah. Only 4 rounds in, I feel like we've seen the most ult econ usage tonight, and I like to see that. You know, once you have it, use it because you know you're going to be getting kills, you know you're going to be getting orbs.
Especially that last round, right? It was a 5v4, but they just made sure they were going to win the round no matter what.
Totally locked it down. They said this is our point, even if it takes 2 ults to keep it.
Oh, the Viper utility with the breach is just really hard.
Nope, we don't want you here. That is crazy. They have locked down the site, which is unfortunate because they were really banking on it. So even though we see some people still pushing through Dish, we're starting to see 2 rotate back, and nice and slow. That's the tricky part about this map. You don't know who's behind you. So even territory that you've already cleared, these 2 people down south have got to walk slow back onto B.
I will say they did get a lot of utility, though, and no one actually went down. So it's actually pretty good for the Infernos there. Yeah.
For sure, especially with time on their side. They've still got a minute to decide what site they want to go on.
They're kind of doing a split here. It seems like they're doing a 2-2 with the bomb planner kind of going to B, I like that approach where you kind of make them stay at A, though. And even get that breach to rotate there.
Yeah, just a little bit of gunfire. Let them know, hey, we're not done with A yet. Keep your people here. While B was already cleared out before they ever sent KO over. So it's been very meticulously sent here. You can tell they practiced this map. And people are already on site in B.
Oh, nice. Does get concussed through. Zed Evan does have a great angle here. Kinetic does get a wall bang through Orbit, so that's a great pick, though.
Ooh. While it is a 5v2, we've got real low health on 2 of those people.
Indeed, and it is a 5v2 at this point, and Infernos go down. If they win this with no one going down, they'll have a lot of eco here.
That's true, that's true. But they're just so close to losing that Raze and that Killjoy right there. Can Captain catch one of them? He's pretty off in the middle.
I like the save. You do have 25 armor, so I think that's a good, kind of value there. And, I think Viper's Pit, they should have it up pretty soon. Ooh. Okay, looking for the outro again.
Oh,
nice shot.
Wow. Caught the elbow just right there on the edge.
And that's another round for the Infernos. They've come back now on a 3-0 run here.
Yeah, well done.
And I think this is what comes back to the Infernos actually have a couple people who have actually been in the esports tower a lot here. Solix, Zed Evan, Vipers are all, past Rumble champs, and I think that their experience, they're doing a great job just kind of using that to their advantage. And we can see that with their utility usage, right? We saw the Breach using utility, almost full utility like every round.
Oh, and we love that. I mean, that's why he's there, Otherwise, he's just another gun. So I love seeing that utilities come out always.
I also really like the KO usage here. I think KO's doing a great job of getting those silences, making it really hard for them to kind of play around it here.
He really is. He really provides that entry that we were talking about earlier. And there it is. Captain absolutely sent back to his site there. Ooh, the split push right onto A. They're getting hard in there considering that there's already 3 on B that have got to rotate in soon if they want a chance to back this up. I don't see it happening, though.
Oh, nice.
Solix. We see that Viper really holding down this entry point right here, but the tricky part about that is it kind of is an offensive smoke.
Okay, well, it was... I wonder what it died from. I don't know if they just shot through, because I think it's wallbangable.
The acid can't do that.
Yeah, it might have been... I think it was either the wallbang or the breach.
Rolling Thunder.
Yeah, no, well, maybe actually. That'd be interesting. Okay, it seems like, I mean, it's 35 here. It's looking pretty good for Southeast High School here. They do need this round pretty bad. I think they're on somewhat of an eco, too.
Toxins going up.
With only 40 seconds left on the clock, everybody on both teams is kind of spread out here.
Satchel out.
Oh.
Ooh, Austin might be ready. Goes for the flash.
30 seconds left.
Oh,
If
it's
they
not
can-
quick enough.
I think they just stay alive here. They do the Rolling Thunder, so.
Oh, and that's
Oh,
where it comes
yep.
down.
That was just the concuss, I think, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, they're
But just
going back up, though.
Keeping yourself up to have that
Yep.
utility for the team, knowing the win con.
Yeah, she can just ult to stop the plant here, too.
10 seconds left.
Oh, Zed Evan is going really aggressive here.
Nice.
One enemy
Oh.
remaining.
Goodness.
Last player standing.
Unfortunately,
On a flank,
yeah.
that was pretty
I
close.
was they're going to run out of time, but once again, trading for everything is pretty big there. They did save the op, though, so that's good.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm here.
And this is back and forth. These teams are pretty evenly matched at the time here. It seems like they're both having a great job of kind of coming up with solutions to deal with each team.
Yeah, they really are. Like, it might seem messy at times, but it's because, you know, there's so many chess moves ahead of each other. Like, we're seeing a lot of development from both teams to keep that 1-1 back and forth. But Southeast just picked up a much-needed point, and we're back to 3-3. And look at that ult economy from Southeast. They could absolutely unravel if they wanted to.
And they're on the defensive there, so, I mean, sometimes we do kind of see those, like, Viper Pit defensives where you just kind of hold it at the beginning of the round. I do think it's a little harder in this map unless you just kind of go on A site and kind of hold it, because it's not really like a choke point you can kind of ult like other maps. So I'm curious to see if he just ends up ulting there or holds it or waits to hear them, because there's a lot of, okay, yeah, they're all coming here.
And just like you said, it's not a choke point that you can, you know, try to fend people off from. It's really a defensive smoke here.
Oh, I like the Empress being procced as well, because it's a 2v5 here, basically.
Ooh, able to take one, has info on two, rotates all the way back, makes sure no one's chasing him. Pokes back in, try to catch one or two.
Viper Pit is down now, though.
Oh, that is rough.
I think Waz has an opportunity here to kind of pop off, but I think he's going to wait for the rest of his team to kind of rotate before taking on any more.
Raze peeking around. I love this little loft area here.
Indeed, does there's kind of a flash, but decides not to go in on it. Oh, great Rolling Thunder for the retake. SAKO does have the res, but yeah, too far.
Yep, Koji's ult right there was just got so much use out of it, but was not quite enough.
Say, I'm glad Southeast got 3 ults off, and that was pretty much a lot of the difference there.
Yeah, yep. Important to use that economy once you have it, that ult economy, and it really did grab them a much-needed point. So now they have the leg up, and they're no longer responding to Infernos.
There was a really good crossfire here, but it just turns out, you know, just missed a couple shots and, you know, had a close opportunity there. But overall, 3-2, and that's a great round for Southeast. And they're kind of going back and forth at this point now. And it seems like I think everyone's going to have... Oh, I think Infernos are going to be on a eco round this round. It kind of makes sense after... I think they lost 2 in a row now.
Yeah. Ooh, we see people on Dish pushing up pretty hard here. Let's see if they go for the full flank or not onto B.
Clear out. They do have the Rolling Thunder, though, but are they going to use it on an eco round? Well, I guess we'll kind of see.
Ooh, it can really help you bonus up if you can steal some guns from the other team.
Really good Killjoy ult here. I really like this.
Yeah, that is a nice plan. Like you were talking about earlier, being able to put it, you know, really out of the way and really take an entire site.
It takes a lot of... Yes, it takes a lot of space on this map, so...
That actually pushes them straight to A.
Yep.
We've seen a full rotation because of it, which is probably a good call for Infernos, just considering how much utility is sitting there on B. Ooh, they're going to take one on the entry.
That's a big entry there, too.
Yep, that Viper is just not fast enough to prevent the entry, so Koji has already got the spike down.
Spike planted.
Love those flashes. They have.
Oh,
really
here comes
taken
Rolling
it.
Thunder. I'm guessing we're going to see the showstopper here from as well.
Oh, especially on something as tight as A, when everybody's kind of scrambling underneath that loft area.
It seems they didn't really use the Rolling Thunder that much, though. It seems like Rolling Thunder went off, and it was kind of just more of a defensive Rolling Thunder, I guess, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I hear
does
that.
get a pick for that with the showstopper. That's good. Oh, the walk. Oh, the reload does get 2.
Aquakin looking to catch that other one with the op. No, it's 1v2. Aquakin's probably just going to save that op. I don't think they have the chance.
Yeah, okay.
But people are No, they're not coming in to chase.
That's a great round because Inferno's had like basically an eco. There was like 2 Spectres, a Classic or something like that, and
Right, light buy.
very much so. I like the ults. They're really not afraid to use those ults because the ults were the big difference there. Like, you know, just using that, buying time with that breach ult, the Rolling Thunder there, I think is actually a phenomenal move, and just holding that and getting better angles.
Yep, especially when rotations are so quick.
Yep.
You can have half your team or all your team with the right placement of a Rolling Thunder. So I love that both teams really appreciate that ult economy and are able to use it at the right times to really flip it onto their side. Because it's, like you're saying, has been the real pull.
Yeah.
The real difference is how many ults they can get out, which we have none from either side here.
We're going to see a 3-2 split now with, you know, kind of the dish and then a main-ish area, which I do like because initially they were kind of starting the game. They were just forcing one spot.
They were clomping pretty loud, though, so one was able to get set up and pull Solix down to 16.
Yeah, say very low.
It's very risky to when you're
KO coming out. Oh, makes Viper so just defenseless here.
Oh, goodness. They're able to get him down, though.
And
That
res.
should be a pretty quick res, though. Yep.
Yeah, should be a res. Maybe. Oh. Wait,
No.
they didn't res him.
They're not close enough. Yeah.
I guess they thought that people were in main or something like that.
Goodness.
Yeah,
That
that's
was
really
I thought they had it in the bag for
Oh,
sure.
the plume kill.
Ooh, Aquakin just saw him right there going into the chase as they've already got sight.
Lineups.
Kinetic doesn't think that they're that close and absolutely does go for the lineup on the default spike there, but was just too far and defenders take it. 5-4. It is such a call and response here. Inferno stepping it up to 4-4, Southeast taking the 5-4. They've had the point advantage, or the point, maybe half point you could call it, lead for a little bit here.
Yeah. Seems like every back and forth kind of goes there.
Yep.
And I will say, I must have been miscommunication there for Infernos. I don't know if they said that someone was rotating or they thought someone, because I mean, they had more than enough time to get KO up, but
Goodness, they totally
I guess
did.
they must have thought that someone was coming through, you know, the middle there and too fast. But you know, at the end of the day, they lost a member for that and ended up costing them the round.
And props to props to Southeast for being able to apply that pressure, even though there's, you know, not really any eyes on KO, saying that, you know, don't get close to him.
Oh, I like this offensive play here. Does get a lot of damage out, but it's not going to kill. Oh.
Ooh, catching that boom right at the feet is always scary.
Oh, I did hear an op, I think. Yep. Oh, was it a Marsh? Oh, close the headshot. Does get a dink, though. Oh, nice.
Solix just lost so much to that setup.
Oh, Falcon going crazy with that operator there.
One enemy remaining. Spike down B.
He's got Spike and A site is open. He has the backdoor to it, but he doesn't know. They close in on him and he starts to run, but they are coming after him with all utility. Catch him in the head right at the end there. Oh, goodness. Defender's able to take a 2-point lead.
Yeah, I would say Southeast is playing with a lot of confidence. We saw last round OC, like, you know, just flashes right away and plays so aggressively. Granted, it didn't get, you know, result in any kills or anything like that, but got him down to like all their armor and then like, you know, 80 HP, which is still, you know, a big deal. But overall, just great job by Southeast High School here. We're going to see a 6-4 now, so 2 rounds left. I think this could be a, you know, these are both pretty big rounds here because you can potentially go 6-6 or you potentially go, you know,
8-4.
Exactly. So I think
it's a big change. And considering that the last two, they kind of have the momentum for it, but we've seen so far point up, point down, point up, point down. So I wouldn't be surprised if we just get a 2 up and a 2 down like we have had. So this could really go either way, and hopefully Infernos has the has the drive to pick it up. Looks like they're getting kind of aggressive here.
Oh, the dash away.
Playing right off the Roomba right there was a good call.
And Koji's actually been a pretty big force in this Inferno's attack. He's literally always kind of the front runner of all these, like, you know, plays.
Yeah, especially pulling something cheeky with the, even just the pick right there.
Spike
Like,
planted.
they're definitely main character energy from the start.
He's a team player, which I really enjoy too.
That's
just
true.
Always
win con and not being greedy.
I like the, you know, hey, you can trade off me or anything like that. Just like go off my utility.
Yeah, or like earlier waited for the utility to boom bot to go out before they tried to trade off. Oh, Captain just
Ran out bullets.
running through the entire armory there. Yeah, that is rough.
Okay, 4v3 here from the side of Inferno. Does get another pick.
Vipers is able to take Aquakin. That's a big move.
Last player standing.
Oh, great concuss.
Yep. Prevents
Was.
Orbix from getting the contact there. ZM just catching an extra one out the door.
And just like that, 6-5. So going to this last round, we're going to see, we're going to have the
Last
showstopper, which I
round
think
in
is
the
pretty
half.
big on a side like this. Even just getting one is a big advantage.
It really is. That is a huge change because unlike the spread we were looking at where it could have been 8-4, they have, really closed it down, made it a lot tighter. That's a bigger deal. They can. It's okay to go with a 7-5.
Yeah. Wholly agree. And I guess I think eco-wise, each team still has a full buy ready. We're going to see ults here. We're going to have 3 ults on the side of Southeast, whereas 1 from the side of Infernos. But I think a showstopper is pretty valuable here.
Oh, yeah, a well-played showstopper, just like the olden days, could go right onto the feed and really close this up to a 6-6. So I'd like to see that happen, but...
Oh my gosh.
Goodness, Breach absolutely unloading on people. Almost takes one without even making contact, so we got Killjoy low on health here. A lot of spray and pray. Ooh, Viper's able to take Orbix. We got a reply there, but Koji closes out on Wast.
So they did kind of take a gamble with Southeast and had the Viper on A side, but yeah.
Coming right through. Little gun switch. Oh my goodness. A jiggle master there.
Alkin is just going crazy. And
Goodness.
great trade.
That's been a very
and 7-5.
aggressive round.
I think that's pretty good for both teams here, though.
Yeah, 7-5 is not bad, especially considering that you're about to take the defense.
Yeah. I think for the difference here for Southeast is going to be kind of on Alkin to get Alkin to get these picks. Alkin's been popping off so far, and I think with Waz also doing really well, they can set the tone here for the attack. I'll say Zedevan has done a great job of those plumes that we saw last round, where Orbits just thought that maybe they were safe, but just got all the way down to 5 HP before even basically participating in the round.
Yeah, there's been some close calls with that.
And I do want to see kind of the difference for attacks here from each team. We kind of saw Infernos kind of start with like these 5 stacks, end up playing in the middle there with these like kind of rotates out, and then end up kind of forcing more so at the end of these split takes. So
yeah, I'd like to see a little bit more individuality where we see one person go off into the tunnels, make a little bit of noise, try to catch some on the rotate. And then maybe more of a split push on the other site. But nope, looks like a 3-2 push straight onto B. Nice and classic. Actually, that Jet, maybe I was talking a little too loud because the Jet is turned right around and is looking to tank that Viper on A.
Oh, KO is playing in a pretty close angle here, and they are on site, though.
And with a Ghost, too, you don't need to play that tight.
Oh, Alkin, this would be a huge play. Oh, Kinetic does get the kill, which is pretty big, even though it's an off-site, but still.
Yeah, that is important. And wow, it's like they can read my minimap because they have just closed out and moved right off of A. So Ocelot looking to put down onto B, though.
Spike planted.
Now it's a retake scenario with that wall up. That classic Viper wall is so pivotal for every retake scenario.
Did they get the plant off, too?
Ooh. Kinetic keeping it cool, able to take one down with their eyes shut there, or at least on the days.
Yeah. Absolutely. We're going to go on the side here.
Ooh, push straight through the wall. Pinch for the defuse. What a beautiful play, and that pulls it up.
Yep, just like that. It's going to be 7-6.
Crazy. It's like there was no difference at the half, and Southeast is up one. It's been such a back-and-forth game. It's honestly anyone's game down to the wire.
Absolutely. And I think getting that plant is still good, though, for eco-wise. So if they can get another plant this round, they're in a really good spot in terms of that third round where everyone kind of buys and, Vandals and Phantoms and such.
Definitely. Yep, it is huge here.
It is pretty hard, I guess, when you're attacking on the eco, because I think defense, you can always do some fun stuff with ecos of like the 5 stacks with classics. We've seen it here before done in the esports tower, and usually you can catch a lot off guard. But when you're attacking, it's kind of like you just have to full force and get a couple kills in there or something like that.
That's true. Ooh, speaking of full force, we're seeing five go from the top of B right here.
Yeah, we're going to see Osley kind of go through. Does a full utility. The turret, which is always annoying, does a lot of damage, actually. I think it did like 68 damage to Sully right there.
That Ares absolutely unraveled. Kind of had a long meet there to protect him for a little bit, but Southeast goes down with 4 people still alive on Infernos. That is huge, bringing us to a solid 7-7. Now, last turn I was going to say, that was still a tight play. Defensive side was still just taking it one round at a time, but that one kind of changes my mind. We could be in a little bit of a slide here.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a big determining round here, right? If it's a close one, we can kind of see that both teams are going to close, but, momentum-wise, they should have enough to buy, but Zedevan only has a Ghost, actually. So it seems like Inferno are going to be more so on a bonus from last round.
I'm for it. I mean, if you have the confidence and
Yeah.
you play long game,
Oh
and
my
it takes
gosh.
two, just lets him walk
Spike
into it, and
down
Spike
A.
is down. Unbelievable.
Who needs Phantoms and Vandals when you have an Ares?
When you can just squat with the Ares, yeah.
And you just keep shooting and it works.
Yeah,
so that's all
crazy.
you need.
Just laser and angle.
Yeah.
It just deny hallway. Ooh, Viper's considering the boom bot. A little bit of entry utility trying to get back on the site here.
Oh, great smoke there from Viper.
Ooh, the
That's
Viper and
yeah.
Breach pack on A site. It's been a classic.
Although they can't really get on site right now because Viper's kind of looking for that B rotate, but Killjoy is still anchoring B, so I don't know if they're going to go with this A side. They do have less than a minute left here.
That's a little bit scary.
Kinetic is really holding down that hallway.
Malkin looking to push in a little bit, but they can't take that 50-50. If they
Yeah.
go for the Viper, they'll get popped right behind. So what are they going to do?
They just hear him from that jump peak, though.
Oh, yep. Zed Evans ready for him. If they try to pop out, they better look straight down.
Ooh. Oh,
30 seconds
Zed
left.
Evan.
Pushing out on that Cloudburst was a good call. That was well played.
One
Oh,
enemy
that's a
remaining.
great.
Solstick takes one and spins right around, getting ready for the next one, and it's spiked down, and defenders take another. And it's not just 7-8. It's 3 in a row, 7-8.
Absolutely, yeah. I think they're getting a lot of momentum here from the Inferno side. And even last round, they had a gun disadvantage. They had like Ares and Spectres, and they really made great use of that. I mean, Solix here getting 2 with the Spectre is just insane.
And we're really feeling the pace of the game slow down, too.
Yeah.
That was a real game of chicken, just listening for the jump peak, knowing when to spin. It was nothing like that first one where it was just bullet hell, everyone pushing in. So we're seeing a lot of the pace change here, which I'd like to see.
Absolutely. Knocking on. Oh, that's a lot of damage there.
Ooh,
Kinetic gun to
goodness.
1 HP. He must
And
be
he's
kind of
still
sad.
holding the spike and still just rushing straight
Yeah,
in.
4
They're
HP.
committing.
There's no way to heal that up. We don't have a Sky or any
Ooh,
Sage this
taking
time.
sight and they're just putting it straight down. Oh, right, no heal. He loses it. Oh, no, he was able to plant. Last second plant there. But that means they don't have as much control of the site as they did when the plant came out. So they're grasping to try to get back on, and the retake is basically done. There's just one person left back there, and the paint shells come out with 4 health.
Oh, nice spray.
Last
right through.
player standing.
Empress is live
Wow, yeah. Oh,
with Sheriffs,
Ooh.
but good try. I like that
Not quite
attempt.
there.
I think the play was probably, I'm gonna pop Empress. I'm gonna try to get a kill or 2, and then reset with an actual gun, right? So we'll see Vandal, but unfortunately couldn't actually get a gun there.
So close. I mean, good calls all around, and it's really closing up to game here.
Vipers with a 3K there is huge.
Yeah, Viper was holding her around for a bit.
And we're going to see, I think it's what, 9-7 now? 9-7 for the side Infernals. I know one thing I would say, we were talking about earlier, is I'd love to see maybe if they lose this run, I think Southeast should call a timeout and just kind of talk things through and kind of get it, reevaluate and get a fresh mind here.
Yeah,
but
there's only so much that a pace change can fix for you. It's good to just take a breath, have a drink of water, say, what are we doing wrong?
did not silence him? Oh, I guess so. Huh. Seems like Koji kind of, they're wiping this angle. There is a Viper wall, though. They might go in the tunnel there.
Ooh, they've got so many people off of the site, though. There's still some people on A. It's a little bit thin for B.
There.
Southeast has been kind of interesting for their attacks. They have people all over, it seems
They
like.
really do.
So they're kind of playing which side are we actually attacking?
Yep, and I appreciate that mind game,
Yeah.
but they aren't fooling anyone when you're so deep on the site and you've already committed a Viper throw.
Oh, there we go. They're going to pick. They're going to go straight to A here.
Ooh,
And now
I
it's going to
love
be all
that.
about rotating.
Oh, that was well played. No, that split push.
Oh, man.
Ooh, caught in the cloudburst. That is rough.
trade.
Staring right at someone with your hands empty. Wasp able to get down
Yep.
into the plant, and he's really the only one on site. He's got some backup down south, but are they able to catch that breach before he pushes through the Viper wall?
They do have 4v2 here, but they do have the Rolling Thunder. That's a
remaining.
great pick that they need to get, though. Now it's gone.
4v1. Koji's able to take one, but now they know where he's at, and all eyes are on that. So he's going to go for a rotate around, but does he have the time? Goes for the pop flash. Doesn't see anyone. Drops his gun.
There's the 3v1 here, but
Oh my goodness.
seems like
look
just
at
looking to
that pack.
save. Yeah, I love it. They're like, we know where you are.
Yeah, they're not worried. You cannot get to Spike without crossing this line right here.
I'd love to turn on that corner and be like, oh my god.
And just to see the rest of the team looking at you. Oh,
the
man.
firing squad line.
Yeah. He's like, I wonder why I can't find anyone.
They got their muskets out.
Oh, my goodness. That's intense. Brings it up to an 8-9. A lot closer. Looks like they won't have to call for the timeout. And we're back to 1 point difference here as we're closing into double digits.
Exactly, and it just seems like Infernos right now are kind of reading their every move at the moment. It seems like no matter what Southeast are kind of trying to do in the rotate, they'll get a pick, but Infernos will just come back with another one.
No, I love the adaptability that we're seeing.
We are going to see, so we have the Rolling Thunder available for each team. I don't know if maybe they do like a counter Rolling Thunder where they're both just concussed. Maybe that's the defensive play here.
Yep.
They do have the knives available, and we haven't heard them popped yet. And we also have the Viper Pit and the Killjoy ult here.
That Killjoy and the Viper Pit, like we saw earlier. Ooh, never mind. Viper Pit is offline now thanks to Akin.
Which has been a phenomenal this game so far.
Oh, so much screen time. Ooh, Zed Evan thinking about getting some utility out here.
It's 5v3 already for the side of Southeast.
Goodness.
And another one for Akin.
Yeah, and Southeast is just all over the board. They're able to just take all the small battles, you know? It's not like they're wrapping anything up. This is just individual gameplay here.
Zed Evan also just holding down this side, 33 HP.
Ooh, locking down the fort. He's got one behind him, though, and he kind of got pinched there. Eyes on one person, got kind of shouldered by the other. So well done. Brings us to a 9-9. Not a lot of ultimate utility going out there. So look at this. 5 ults on one side, 4 on the other. We could see some real fight to break into the double digits first, because anyone who takes 3 games in a round right here is walking away with the match.
Absolutely, and we are going to see the Infernos kind of have that lesser eco, though Vipers actually doesn't have that much at all, but maybe the play is for Vipers to kind of find that 1v1 scenario and use a showstopper to, you know, trade and get the gun for them.
Yeah,
I can see that being used. Other than that, pretty good, though. I think there's like, you know, an Ares, which is just fine at this point.
Yeah,
but
that's an interesting look, saying not only the Jet and the Chamber can go in, and Neon now, can go in without a gun and come out with a gun. Like, anyone can really use their utility and their classic to get a gun. So we could see anti-eco and eco rounds this late in the game, no problem.
Zed Evan thinking about the concuss, but not truly using it yet. Oh, there's the Rolling Thunder. Good molly from Koji. Really stops and saves him there.
And he pushes
pushing
right
through it.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
Oh, speaking of intense, so much down. Southeast absolutely owns the zone now. They're going for a plant right there.
Still have a lot of utility here for the Infernos. They have that Killjoy ult too. I'd love to see maybe the Killjoy ult to kind of get him out of that.
Ooh,
but
you see the Viper ult coming out, but it's quickly shut down.
Yep, good showstopper here.
See it?
But they don't know where they are.
Going for the defuse and sticking to the half with the... Oh, are they going to get it?
Oh, the 10 HP!
Right, takes it the last second, a clutch there.
Wow.
Oh, absolutely able to dodge that. And like you were saying, a 1v1 with the showstopper coming out, and it was so close I thought they had it.
It was interesting, though, because, you know, the Viper was, I guess, holding the bomb there to half, but they were the one with the showstopper active.
Oh,
and showstopper doesn't really have that big of an active time, so...
It doesn't, no. And that's why I was saying, I was just unbelievable that you would pop the showstopper, kind of look around and be like, you know what, I understand the win con, I'm not going to go for the newsreel, I'm just going to take it to the half, worry about the battle later.
And the thing is, it actually does hit him, but it hits the box, and so it doesn't actually do full damage. They had 10 HP left. Really tragic. If they hit like maybe around the corner or anything like that, I think it probably ends up taking him.
That was tight, but other than that and that Viper ult earlier and the Rolling Thunder, so we're still at 3v2 on the ult economy here. That means Infernos has kind of that leg up.
Oh, here we go.
And here it is.
I like this. Underneath a little bit.
You should run.
Yeah, it makes it really hard to actually deal with.
Ooh, defense is kind of dilly-dallying inside. We might catch some people.
Yeah, Koji was in a really tough spot right there. Did have the ult, but I don't think it'd be really worth it at that point.
Kacker Killjoy does
two
take
people,
They were really taking their time there, hoping to catch some, trying to rotate in early, but it didn't happen.
So Devin does actually live, even though he did get disarmed.
Wow, Killjoy out that site and then move away from it.
Yeah.
Wow, they were not worried about it, about getting that spike down.
And I will say, Southeast High School on this attack is looking pretty hard to deal with at this point. They're playing really aggressive. That Killjoy ult made it really hard for them to, you know, basically react to it all. So.
And that energy you get from snowballing 2 rounds right near the end, I mean, they just got to do what they just did one more time, and they're in the clear.
Absolutely. Okay, here we're gonna look at the replay. Honestly, fantastic job from the Southeast, just playing all these angles, making it really hard, and Awa can get another 3K. Honestly, great wall there. A lot of utility coming out straight off the bat.
Yeah, a lot of early entry utility, and I mean you have to play that aggressive when the game is down to the wire like this.
Exactly, and kind of go around here. Kinetic is holding these angles.
Yeah, Kinetic is kind of caught between two important angles, just kind of braving the site by herself there. She looks like she's backing off a little bit, which is good.
Viper's playing this really close angle, going to be kind of hard to actually deal with there, but they end up going down. So
yep,
it's now a 4v5.
Right into A. Ooh, that Viper's right on site.
Infernos do have a Killjoy ult if they can somehow maybe defend, if they want to defend this, but Killjoy is actually at B still, so it's going to be a really late rotate.
Yeah, it'll be hard to get over there in time and put the ult down when you need it. They could use it for a retake, though, because Spike is almost going down, and Spike's down. Ooh,
yep, and that's a 12-9, and it seems like Southeast is just all over the place. And
what an eco boost to
yeah.
keep 4 of your people, get the plant, and eliminate the other team. Like, they're on a roll here. This will be a rough one. It looks like, yep, a timeout's being called by the Furnos here.
I do like this timeout. I think last round it kind of showed that, you know, when they still had someone B when they were all A, though, but because it's so many times that Southeast has kind of rotated out, they've kind of gone back to the B site, they've gone back to the A site, and so I think, you know, Inferno were thinking, well, they might actually rotate still, but they just basically looked at the A and just stayed it the entire time, and so now they're down to 4v5 without the picks they're getting. So,
but we've seen that help them out earlier when they had so many people out and all spread out, and were able to take the individual battles and just kind of sweep the map without ever having to really rotate. So it's understandable that they would make that gamble.
Absolutely. They did have the Killjoy ult, so I think maybe their plan was like if they come back, they can Killjoy them back to A and run out of time. So
hopefully we saw a good breather here and some game change.
Yeah, I mean it's been a close game so far, so there's no way that, you know, Infernos, they still have it in them. They can definitely do this.
They've still got a pretty standard hold up here. Viper is right on top of the site, watching the same hallway. We've got Reyes watching the other one. It's a dish push, a 2-3, full going for it. Actually, we've got one on the bottom watching that flank there. Infernos know that the game might feel a little bit different after that pause.
And Dean Slickwas is kind of going all over the place.
Yeah, we actually see one of Southeast rotating back over to B side.
Yeah.
Maybe just hoping to catch some rotation frags.
Who is suppressed, though. They do get, Waz does get Kinetic down. That's going to be the first 5v4 looking already. Oh, nice trade, though.
Ooh. They really backed off, but they're pushing back up onto the A from the south. Everybody's kind of backed off. That was a little bit of a scare, but it's now almost looking at a post-plant scenario, considering how close that the attackers are to being all of them on site.
Orbix does have the utility here, but the KO ult is coming out with the Killjoy ult. This is going to be a pretty good chance of them basically retaking, but Vipers gets another pick.
Well, they were just too deep inside of that Killjoy, whereas everyone was able to back out pretty quickly, so.
It's looking pretty good, though. It's a 4v2.
Yep, they've got sight, and they should be able to get to the spike before they can all go out.
And they're not sticking it yet.
They're going in for the defuse.
Oh.
People rolling right in. It sucks.
There it is.
Yeah, they can. Well done. Vipers takes it all.
And great. I mean, these rounds are going to the wire. I mean, 11 seconds left on the clock there. You can see for the spike, but non-stop. It's just, you know, peaks, and, you know, they know exactly where they are. That 3v2 lasted like a solid 10 seconds of back and forth.
And I mean, Southeast, talk about back and forth. Moved on the site and then moved back. Moved back on the site, then the Killjoy ult pushed them back out. So they really were playing on the line there and had all of them hold up into one place. So down to the wire is right. And 11 seconds on the clock when you're at a 12-9 scenario, that's scary.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And we're going to see 12-10 here. We do have the Rolling Thunder, which I think Southeast has used really well so far. So, and they are on the attack side, so I could see them just kind of brute forcing maybe their way to A or B.
Look at this split setup. We've got 2 coming from the south on B, and then a split push for the other 3. Spike in pocket. Everybody's walking away from the post back there and just trying to hold it with their back. So we'll see what they can do.
Yeah, I don't know what their plan is here, because they do have the Rolling Thunder, but do they plan to just basically 2v1 it on the site? Or they? Oh, okay. I think they're trying to rotate out here. They did leave the spike and spawn.
Looks like they've switched to B, and we kind of got some gun noises right there in the tunnels close to A. So maybe they were trying to make some noise, bait out a rotate through mid while they move around. But we'll see.
Absolutely.
The spike has still not been picked up. It's still just hanging back there with Oso watching it.
They're just walking. My guess is they're probably going to Rolling Thunder this B site, but it seems like Breach kind of is just looking if he can get a pick beforehand. But
yeah, Southwest or Southeast might just be waiting for the other team to make a push. But I don't think Infernos are going to give it up.
Killjoys and they did get one. They did get Alkin, so they know, they know the Jet's there, but can't really do too much with that information still.
That's true.
There is basically 35 seconds now on the clock here, and looks like they're gonna just play all the utility at once. We're gonna see the kill drill. We're probably gonna see the Rolling Thunder here soon.
They really have the watches put together there. It's now down to 5-3.
I really like Zed Evans' attempt right there. He did try to get the plume through the wall there, like into tunnels for the kill drill, but it seemed like he just missed it.
Everybody's on site now. Spike's going down.
Nice shot.
That ult coming out just to clean the site up. Love to see it. Now Inferno's trying to push back on the site.
Does get one.
Kinetic able to, Southeast still just owns the entire site, and they're still using utility to keep him back.
3v2 here. Captain just kind of holding this angle here. The Viper Pit is up for the Infernals, but it's going to probably take too long for that to actually get an effect here. I do like... Oh, they're not going to pull it. Yeah.
Ooh, so close. Consider dropping the ult. Had to switch back to guns. Wasn't quite fast enough.
And they take it over. I mean, this was a fantastic game. Southeast High School just going back and forth at the beginning there. And overall, great game with the Infernals. I mean, we went to back and forth for so many rounds there until Southeast just pulled ahead at the end. And great job of utilities all the way around.
Yeah. No, back and forth for sure. It was anyone's game right there until the double digits. That was really close, but Southeast really found their footing there at the minute.
Want to be seen by expert college recruiters, talk directly to esports industry insiders like pro athletes, team general managers, game producers? Then join the club. Esports Tower players get inside access to industry insights, and with our featured Rumbles, recruiters are taking notice too. It's a great way to explore exposure if you're looking to start your path on pro and college scholarship. And now with, all these games tonight, I got to ask, player of the game. I mean, there's been so many different teams that have had great players all around there. Last round, first rounds. Who are kind of your options for you?
Goodness. I mean, we saw some great plays from Cozy. We saw a lot of great plays from the earlier two teams. So I feel like that last game was a lot more team player based. We didn't see anyone really shine through as much as we saw in those first two games. So I would probably expect someone maybe from Ghosts.
Yeah, I will say I think Reskin did a fantastic job on that Jet earlier. Just going crazy with those flanks on that Haven map, and always the op that Reskin's always consistent with. But at the same time, DRW had a fantastic job on that same map,
But consider the Cypher on game one. That's a big one too. He was
Fang, I think, isn't it? Yeah, I think it's Fang.
Yeah. Fang really made a name for himself there. So let's see what it is.
It is going to be Aachen. That last map did a great job there, and Aachen had some great plays. I mean, all over. There was this Jet was just fantastic. So many picks, and I will say made a great job opening too. We saw Aachen just have so many first bloods, and that especially 10 HP.
And what a risky play right there. We talked about that one for a minute. That was a good one.
The player of the game is brought to you by Idaho Central Credit Union, who believes a great player makes a team more successful, just like Idaho Central's, helping members achieve financial success. Aachen is your Idaho Central player credit union of the game, and just deserved. I think there were so many candidates tonight. This was a crazy first week one of the Winter Rumble.
Was intense. I am ready to see how the rest plays out.
Absolutely, and just haven't seen his highlights. Aachen just had all over the place, and I will say his team helped a lot there. I think utility-wise was just a great job overall. And anything you want to kind of end your thoughts with here, Old Soul, or what?
I don't know. That was just a clean play from every team tonight. I think we saw some really good adaptability, which is something I really look for in a team, especially being able to just take a pause and then make a change afterward. So I think I really appreciated that tonight.
Absolutely, and so congratulations to all the teams tonight for kicking off the Winter Rumble event in style. Any of our 4 teams left a chance pull victory next week for the week's grand finals and semis. Join us in the week for the thrilling conclusion of our Esports Tower Week 1 Rumble. If you want to find out how to compete in the Esports Tower Rumble events, make sure you visit esportstower.com/Valorant. Congrats again to all the week's teams, and we will see you next week to crown our first champion of the winter season right here on twitch.tv/Boise State. We'll close out now with the top 5 presented by the Idaho Army National Guard, who invites you to take your impressive critical thinking skills into real time. With more than 10 jobs offering $20K bonus and your degree of your choice paid for, the Idaho Army National Guard is the best out there. Thank you very much, and have a great night. Which Luno, it just joined Esports Hire this week, and coaches think that she's a good individual player. So can't wait to see what else she has in store for us. Oh, nice shot there from Key. Ace opportunity in the air now.
Yeah, I was just going to say, was able to take those two. It was a little bit scary. Plus, like we said earlier, we already know we're
The two push, and they're kind of going all over the place. And, it seems like they're working really well together with this utility here.
Yep. And when Floods are only at 5, it seems like a huge pull ahead, but that's not breaking even a
Oh my gosh, Pryor just goes through the
rest of the place.
Yeah.
Only goes for 1. Love that.
Seekers coming out here from the landslides. They did pick it up and basically get out of there.
See that now? Okay, love that.
I will say, I think Cypher's pretty, Chamber, that is,
Yep.
is pretty interesting with the TPs because you can have like 2 teleports going and you can play some really interesting angles to teleport back to Jet. Oh, nice, like that.
Well done.
So he has a different angle.
Oh, goodness. That is going. Ooh, Viper's able to take Orbix. We got a reply there, but Koji closes out on Wast.
So they did kind of take a gamble with Southeast and had the Viper on A side, but yeah.
Right through. Little gun switch. Oh, my goodness. A jiggle master there.
Alkin is just going crazy.
Goodness.
Great trade.
That's been a
That visual cue is definitely huge.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. That audio cue of just knowing whether or not they've been blinded.
Oh!
Spike down B.
See, this Ares is kind of tearing through right now.
Devo, doing well, is able to take down the spike but gets traded for it. Now we see a rush to the site. Defenders are really
Yeah.